Hello.
Welcome everyone to the 1 year anniversary-a-thon of Relay. We originally planned absolutely nothing this year because we're all very lazy. We're moving to new houses. Life is chaos. Things are falling from the sky. Things are eating their way up through the ground and attacking us. It's literally an attack of animals and chaos and winter and cold up here in Canada. We could all die at any second. And also we're lazy. We've got nothing to talk about. We've got no one to talk with. We've got nothing to give away. And when I say nothing, I mean that we're going to talk about 3.0. We're going to talk launch. We're going to talk Squadron. We're going to talk with Nakara, with Vince, with Sixer Fixer, with me. And I'm going to talk to myself. We're giving away $100. But first, we're going to thank some people from the very bottoms of our hearts. First, thanks to everyone who supported us over the past year through Patreon, through Twitch, you name it. The support we've gotten has led us for the first year ever, and this is pretty big in my mind at least, almost break even, which is beautiful. Honestly, thank you. We'd still be doing this regardless of your support, but believe me, everything that's been contributed from the 25-cent pledge to the many dollars to the people who've contributed your souls, it's all been fantastic. Next, I want to specifically thank our transcribers, Canadian Syrup, Stormy, Desmarius, and Sunjammer. They each work ridiculously hard every week and make sure that all of the video content that CIG puts out is transcribed and on our site. They are the core of Relay. They are infinitely more important, more dedicated, more reliable, just better in every way than us silly podcast peoples. I also want to thank Jake for being Jake and making sure that the community gets to deal with him rather than me. Trust me, it's much better for all of you. I want to thank Vince for editing the Relay replay each and every week, for doing all of their sound designy things, for setting all this stuff up, for telling people what microphones they should buy to not sound like, well, me. I want to thank Dolvac for leaving Relay, but still hanging around because we really can't get rid of him because he's the best. I want to thank Shiver for being the only reason I'm ever organized. I want to thank Nakara for starting this whole damn messy journey. And I want to thank everyone who's ever watched, listened, contributed, done anything in the slightest with us, interacted with us on Twitch or Twitter, or like thought about us in that really special time right before bedtime when the lights go dim and it's dark and cozy in your bunk. Yes, light! Aha!
Whoa. Oh, Jesus.
Pa-ha! I also want to thank everyone who's ever helped over our history with websites, transcripts, stories, articles, you name it. We've got a lot of people who've helped, and I can't list them all, but in their place, I'm going to thank our mod team who do the mod thing when I'm too lazy to do so. I want to thank Nitro Typat, who's produced for us on a number of occasions, and I'm going to thank Fastcart, because Fastcart is absolutely fantastic. He is 100% a pillar of this community. He mods, he links, he reminds me of things when I'm supposed to do things. Nothing would be the same without Fastcart. But most of all, I want to thank me for being absolutely the most amazing person any of you... Wait, no, that's not written. No, most of all, I want to thank CIG for creating the environment around Star Citizen that lets us do this, that lets other streamers do things like this, and that lets this whole awesome, crazy community, well, do whatever the hell it is we do. So thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone at CIG. Thank you all. Let's begin. I'm going to take a second to breathe. Tired. If you guys would like to take over for a second, that was...
So, Rudy, yeah. Bye. I do want to say that we are giving away a $100 gift card at the end of this show. If you ask us a question, type ! question mark in the chat box. It gives you a link to a Google Doc. If you ask us a question that's good enough for us to answer on stream, then you are entered into the draw for $100. So ask us some questions. You can win $100.
Specifically, that it's a Star Citizen gift card. It's not just $100.
It's not just $100. I don't just show up at your house, give you a little kiss, and $100. No.
You leave the money on the dresser in the morning.
Oh yeah, Shiver's here.
Yeah, hi Shiver.
Hey Shiver. Joining us.
Oh yeah, Shiver's here.
Joining us from the other side of the Atlantic.
No, he's right on the other side of the table. Come on.
I know.
He's in the kitchen.
So I'm going to drink. We're going to talk some Squadron. We're going to talk some Star Citizen. But first, let's talk some people who are here. Shiver, who are you?
Oh, I'm just a twat from UK who does far too much to do with Star Citizen.
Very accurate.
Me too.
That's legit.
Vince,
Most
who are
of it.
you?
Mostly the same, except I'm not from the UK.
Ah, but also a
That's
twat.
even more
Oh
legit.
yeah, especially.
Okay, definitely a twat. Nakara, who are you?
I am not from the UK either. Started Relay, started the other one. And I do stuff. I engage in the community. I help with transcripts a little bit here and there. I organize Relay. I help on the back end a bit. And I used to write articles and really need to start doing that again. So that's me.
You all know me because I'm annoying. Mr. Sixer Fixer, who are you?
I don't know who I am because the last thing I remember, I was sitting in a restaurant and a rag came around the front of my face and I just passed out after that. So if my family or the police see this, please send help.
That was me. We decided that it would be a good idea if we brought someone on that has nothing to do with Star Citizen, nothing to do with Relay, so we can poke him and prod him and ask him what he thinks about Star Citizen. So, sir, what do you think about Star Citizen?
Okay, so where's my game? No, actually, you know what? I will say I was involved in the community at one point. Vince and I worked together on something called the Tally of Major Fleets, and then which turned into the bot. And I think the premise of the bot was based on a timely release schedule of the game.
Okay, we'll get to that. Okay,
Yeah.
you just keep yourself in line,
horses
Mister.
there, Mr.
Hey,
Sixer.
you asked 5 questions.
I did. I ask if everyone has questions. I don't actually expect anyone to give me questions.
Oh,
Oh,
au contraire, sir.
So, okay, no. We are going to talk. We're going to start. This week's Burn Down was all right. It sounds like they've got, 240 issues or so left before live. They're fixing about a dozen a day. So CIG time, that's going to be 3 months.
a dozen a day?
Yeah, that's what they said.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not 3 months.
It's a joke.
No,
CIG.
Bad
CIG
joke.
time. CIG time.
it's a bad joke.
Of course,
Come
it's a
on,
bad joke.
boo.
I said it.
Come on.
I said it. It's a bad joke.
Are we saying so is bad release schedules now officially a joke? Or
Now?
Now it's been a joke for like 5 years.
It's the oldest joke in the book, my friend.
It's which came first, it or bullshit? Release schedules or bullshit?
The bullshit came first.
Bullshit.
I think
came first.
bullshit. Yeah.
Bullshit came first. Okay.
This is a chicken and egg argument.
Yeah, it's true. So no, we're going to. There wasn't too much. Well, wrong tab. There wasn't too much in the burn down. They went over some Mobiglass stuff, some shopping fixes, all the various fixes, and then. To be completely honest, I didn't really like the Gravlev section this week. I thought it was pretty light on the pretty looking things, and it was a lot of people just saying Gravlev over.
It didn't really take off.
Gravlev. Ha.
Oh God.
So
Shiver.
what you're saying is
I
they didn't
couldn't
have,
leave it hovering there. I'm sorry.
so what you're saying is they didn't have a lot of content and they just sort of talked at a camera for a little while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You've
this
never
is
seen that before.
well, this is
Yeah.
why I don't watch fucking.
It can be really good sometimes, which is why we're particularly saying like this one wasn't very good because like
Why-
around the verse and stuff like
Oh,
we have
the-
high
the-
expectations now.
The 8 episodes previous.
Well, yeah, that was a little bit of
the
content,
ship-
wasn't
oh
it?
man, it
yeah,
was beautiful.
yeah.
they
but,
did one
uh,
episode a day for 8 days.
Yeah. But this particular episode, the special on the Gravlevs, while cool, I didn't personally feel was amazing.
I agree.
So
It felt a lot like they were basically just trying to fill this week because they had nothing to put
yeah,
out.
I mean, realistically, they are just trying to fill this week because, as we will talk about in just a moment, next week. So in the coming weeks, CIG is going to be starting a monthly installment of a Squadron 42 newsletter. It's going to have some news on the single-player campaign. 3.0 is now feature-locked as of December 8th. The holiday live stream is on Thursday, December 21st at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Easter, Shiver time.
UTC.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
It's like midnight UTC, probably.
Not quite.
No, 10 p.m. 10 p.m.
Probably.
What?
10?
No, it's not
No.
10.
What time is it here?
3. So
Eight.
8 p.m.
Yeah,
UTC.
five
Can
hours?
math. Don't worry. And there's a sale for subscribers of a hardcover Jump Point Volume 3, which is going to start Wednesday, December 13th. I'm going to have to pick up one of those.
Yeah.
I really hope that they reissue Volume 1.
Well, yeah.
Volume 1.
Yeah, that doesn't, yeah.
They need to redo that. So, let's go back over here. Let's see if anyone's saying anything important. They're not.
Savage.
Wow.
Wow. Vicious to the audience.
Wow.
Yes. With that,
People pay you?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, people. I don't know.
I think people more contribute for, the other things that Relay does, like the transcripts and the things that actually make us a worthwhile news organization, rather than me sitting here spouting words at a webcam.
Come for the content, stay for the personal attacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people come just to watch your descent into alcoholism.
I mean, this is only 2 so far.
It's 1:46 in the afternoon.
It's noon somewhere.
It's noon somewhere.
It's 1:46. It's almost 2 p.m. That's 2 beers after noon, 1 an hour. I'm fine.
1 per hour. Okay.
That's completely reasonable.
Sure, bud.
Okay, holiday live stream. We're gonna see Squadron?
We're going to see Squadron.
If you're
Unless
expecting to see anything at all, you guys are all out of your minds.
Quiet you.
We brought on the naysayer because it's fun.
I'm not a naysayer. I'm full of hope. I'm just also full of realism.
Did you just say nay to being a
I'm not
naysayer?
the naysayer. That's a very negative thing to say.
No, it's a double negative. It's positive.
No.
So
Quit horsing around, everyone.
I'm fairly confident at this point that we will actually see Squadron this time. They've confirmed now 3 times that they are showing Squadron at the holiday live stream, including yesterday. So I'm assuming that they're not going to chicken out again. But it'll definitely make it a milestone for the Star Citizen community, because we have not seen Squadron at all in 2 years.
I think, honestly, we haven't seen it at all in over 2 years. We were supposed to see it 2 years ago.
Well, we got the Morrow tour, so we did see it.
When did they do all that
I
mocap
suppose.
stuff? Was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay, and that was like
performance capture concluded
fucking
then.
Mark Hamill and all the rest of them.
Yeah.
All that's done.
Yeah.
It's
All that's been done for
They
2
redesigned
years.
the game once they had procedural planets, basically.
So they had a game, then got new tech, and they were like, well, we can make a better game. And so they fucking canned the old one.
Well, they didn't can the whole game. They just remade it with the entire system.
Maybe
visible.
not can the story, but
Yeah.
canned.
I mean, Ghost says watch him cancel 10 minutes before again, and we have a 2-hour Spectrum presentation.
Oh my god. Please,
The
no.
Morrow tour wasn't that bad, Rudy.
If that happens,
Look, you guys have to keep your minds open to the possibility that this could just be another year of disappointment.
Oh, of course. We're always sort of half expecting.
I'm already not disappointed from 3.0 being on PTU.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of undid all the...
and honestly,
Rage.
CitizenCon this year, in my opinion, was excellent.
The best. The best ever.
That is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they need to do it.
Yep.
CitizenCon needs to be that way every year. I'm really pleased with everything we've got. I really liked the 8 ATVs during the anniversary sale. That is exactly what they needed to do for ships. They needed to show us.
And it worked.
It worked. Yeah, we'll talk about that momentarily.
Yep.
But for Squadron, when they're showing off Squadron, now they're going to start at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and 8 p.m. UTC. Starting with Sure. What do you think they need to show? Like, what do you want to see at this stream? How long does it need to
What
be?
do I want to see, or what do I think they need to show?
Both.
Oh, shit. I think at the very minimum, we need to see gameplay from Squadron, or at the very least, a cutscene from Squadron, or whatever they've got instead of a cutscene. Just, we need to see something of Squadron that isn't like a bit of lore or a bit of concept art, something a bit solid. What I would like would be, say, the first level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is this going to be a
With
replay
Melissa
of the
Estrada
Morrow?
presenting.
Is this going to be a replay of the Morrow tour?
I actually would like to see a replay of the Morrow tour personally, to see the improvement from when they showed it to you. Even if they still haven't put it up, you can find like YouTube rips of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to be able to look at it and see, oh, That's what they changed. That's why they didn't show it to us
Honestly,
2 years ago.
well, that's exactly what I'm expecting them to do for those reasons. I think like that's kind of the obvious choice on their part.
So, Vince, what do you think?
I think I'm going to see the Morrow Tour again, and maybe like an expanded segment of it to show, just a bit more of what, like, not just how the motion capture has been cleaned up better and the cinematics are improved and all that, but also like to justify, like to show the additional gameplay that they've added to justify the 2-year delay. So, the Morrow Tour, but also expanded, like showing more stuff.
Yeah, I think they'll do, like, I think they need to show the Morrow Tour, but I think that I think they need to show like a vertical slice, basically. What they've said they were going to do last year. They need to show all the aspects of the gameplay in Squadron. So like getting a mission, doing a mission, so flying out, fighting, landing, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It can even be a fake mission if they don't want to give away story. Just the way that they sometimes put like fake bits into movie trailers that never actually show up in the movie.
Right, yeah.
Same idea. But I think that would be the best thing to show all of the different aspects of Squadron. Now, I don't think that's what they need to show, though. I think bare minimum they need the Morrow Tour again.
Yeah.
But even that would probably feel a little lackluster because it would be just showing the stuff we've already seen.
Yeah, waiting 2 years to see to see the exact same thing.
It needs to be more.
Yeah.
Sixer.
Okay, so back to my original question, where's my game? What I would like to see is sort of along the lines of what Shiver just said. I would either like to see them play through the first level of Squadron 42 or release for the public the first level of Squadron 42. It's been 2 years at this point. I mean, I like, back to my question, I don't mean to be an asshole about this. I sort of do though. Like
You totally mean to be an asshole.
Where's my game though? Actually, at this point, I just want to play it. Like, I know, like, in my heart, I hope it's going to be fun, but actually, I just want to play it to see if it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. I like this guy. I picture him standing outside CIG headquarters going, where's my elephant? Where's my elephant?
Okay. So Vince and I are actually huge Simpsons fans, so reference appreciated.
And David laughed.
Yeah, because Shiver said
David got
something.
a pop
Shiver's
culture
always
reference.
funny. If it's funny in whatever stupid bloody show you're referencing, even if the show itself is bad, then it might be funny in real life too. It doesn't have to be funny because of the show.
And back to the top.
All right.
Yeah,
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen. So this raises a good question. Jake.
The question is,
you mentioned wanting like a demo released, and that's
or even just like Chris Roberts on a stage playing through the first level.
we don't want him playing.
No, we don't want.
Okay. Then
Chris playing is probably as bad as me playing.
All right, I was just picking someone from the dev team. I don't know. It could be Ben. It could be anyone, but like someone from CIG just playing through the first level. I want to see. I want to see what they've got. I want to see if it's playable. I want to see if it's fun. I want to see if the jank that we experience in the multiplayer right now, last I played was 2.6. So like I'm not on the PTU or anything. I want to see what it is. I want to see what it looks like.
I am personally hopeful and expecting that a lot of the jank for multiplayer is multiplayer specific.
Yeah.
Because single player Arena Commander, especially, is smooth as silk most of the time.
Yep.
So the hope here is that they can have the same sort of thing happen with. Carry on. Everyone stare at David.
Go. Keep going, Nakara.
But I mean, the hope here is that the issues are localized to network problems, which we believe they are.
Yeah.
I believe they are too, but
especially frame rates.
Frame rates.
They have the server tech going on. It's controlling. It's limiting frame rates.
Why?
Because if they tried it out at 60 FPS, so that letting everyone have 60 FPS, but it led to too many people having desync issues.
They're using it to synchronize all the players.
And I think the way
Okay.
their architecture is right now, like the frame rate is tied to the tick rate or something like that. Which I mean, that itself is something they
if
can
one
fix.
person janks, everyone's going to jank.
No, that's
Well,
what it was
no.
like when it was at 60 FPS.
That's what. Yeah, they
The
basically are.
limiting it is stopping that.
Okay.
They're ensuring that all of the server information for every player is updated on a regular cycle by also limiting the frames for that player. And it just sort of it makes everything go in sync, but occasionally it makes everything go in sync at eight frames a second right now.
It also depends. It also seems to depend on how long the server's been up. If the server's been up for a long time, it slowly loses frames.
It's degrading.
It slowly degrades. They've got leaks somewhere in something that, like, that's stuff that will be fixed eventually.
Ship
but-
is leaky.
Yeah.
Very bad for spaceship.
Yeah, you want it to be airtight.
Okay, so we know kind of what everyone wants to see from the holiday stream. We want to see Squadron. Like, we need to see some actual progress in Squadron. I personally don't want them to sit there and play nothing but Squadron for like an hour and a half.
I would watch that, actually. I disagree.
I'd be cool with that. What else do we want?
I mean, we're going to get the schedule, which we need.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We need the schedule.
Yep.
I would really like... I know that we cannot have a release date. CIG, please don't try and give us a release date unless the release date is like, hey, it's actually ready. We're releasing it in February.
They said
10
that
minutes
last
ago.
time.
I know, but unless you are ready to launch the game, I don't want a release date. I don't want a release window. I want a...
This is what we need to do.
This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
We think it will take us, 6 to 10 months to do. Okay. Then I can guess as much as I want, and we can all of the Star Citizen fans, we can all speculate wildly, but they haven't said anything, so there's nothing to hold them to. Basically, don't give us anything to try and hold you to, because that goes bad every time. Every time.
Hype is a killer.
Yeah, don't let us get hyped, please. But show us something. But I also don't really want to... Don't show us anything that ruins any of the story of Squadron.
They won't.
They better not.
They've been extremely judicious on limiting detail.
But at the same time, something I'd really like to see, even more than I want to see gameplay, I want to see like a well-done, professionally done trailer. Like...
No, I don't need more trailers.
Well, I think we need like
From Star Citizen, it might be okay.
For Star Citizen, we need like a Star Citizen trailer. Like,
Well,
this is.
I don't need a Star Citizen trailer. I want a Squadron.
Squadron. Sorry, yeah. We need a Squadron trailer. Like
But you have a Squadron 42 trailer. It's that Senate scene.
No, that's ancient. It wasn't even
and
done.
it's old.
It's 2 years old.
It wasn't even at the time.
They
It
were
still
like-
wasn't complete.
At the time, they were like, "This is what we have now."
Yeah.
It's not done. They could do the Senate speech again if you want. But I expect... No, the thing is, trailers are important. Here's where it all ties together, right? If the game's almost ready, then you need a trailer. The trailers are important for spreading the word about the game outside of the community and for giving backers pretty eye candy.
And
But
for giving us some...
Yeah.
You look at... When they release something good in a year, like when they released the Sandworm video...
Yeah.
That was that proliferated
Everywhere.
outside.
Yeah.
It proliferated everywhere, and it was seen everywhere. Same this year with the procedurally generated city. Like that was
everywhere.
huge. When
Yeah.
they give us something, when they give something that we love, other people love it too. Other people are able to look at that and go, "Holy shit!"
They procedurally generated an entire planet of city.
And it's possible that a trailer might not be substantial enough for people to take notice because it's only a trailer.
Yeah, and maybe it won't, but I still want a trailer to get... Like, I still think a trailer is something that they kind of need, something that can be shown as an ad or before an award show or before a movie or before, whatever. Like something...
Right, but the thing with trailers is
traditional.
they build the hype to the things that they're alluding to. So that would have to be up to date in terms of features, and it'd have to be fairly close to a substantial release of Star Citizen or
I'm
Squadron
really hoping...
42.
Well, my thing is, I'm hoping that we're within 6 to 8 months of release.
Squadron 42.
Yeah.
Okay, have fun with that.
I'm hoping. Well, if we're within 6 to 8 months of release, that means release next year.
Yes.
I'm really okay, sorry. In my opinion, it better release next year.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
That's great.
Sure.
That's great. I hope it releases next year too. But look, when did we? Are we all from the Kickstarter?
I was a month after.
Month after the Kickstarter. All right, so we're all basically from the Kickstarter.
Yep.
So
5 years ago.
that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Look,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
like not to ask a loaded question, but what's the average development cycle of a AAA game?
5
5
plus
years.
years.
5 years,
5 years?
roughly. Some of them are a little bit longer.
5 to
Okay,
6
okay,
years.
so-
and if
No,
you're developing an MMO, then 7 to 10.
And that's assuming they already have an established studio.
Yeah.
Which Star Citizen
All right,
Studios.
so
My
let's
favorite
let's be
example-
charitable. So let's be charitable, and let's say, like, we're looking at a 6 to 7 year development cycle for the game,
Mhm.
and that I think that's being charitable. But like, if you're expecting it to come out next year, I think that's hopeful. I think that's unreasonably hopeful at this point.
Squadron
The thing
42
is-
is not as intensive as Star Citizen to begin with. But
The problem with estimating release of Squadron has always been, for the last couple of years, we haven't seen it. We really have no idea where it's at. Like, that it's a big problem, because that's what basically people have been complaining about is because we haven't seen it in 2 years, we really don't know where it's at all. I mean, it could be I don't think it is, but it could be 3 months from release. It could be 2 years from release. We don't know.
we
My
might know
problem
after
is-
the live stream.
My problem is if we're thinking
I
back
think I would like
to
have an
yeah.
answer to that question.
That's the thing. I'd like to have an answer to that question as well. But if I'm thinking back historically, if you think of what they said last time they talked about it, they were kind of hinting it was, months away from release, not years. And then everything changed and it wasn't good enough. And then they wanted to redo Subsumption, redo the AI, and then Procedural Planets came in and they had to rejigger all that. But if all of that is done, like they had to update a lot, but the rest of it was still the same game, right? So it's the updates I think that we've been waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
So if and I don't think that those updates, I don't think that, updating to Subsumption, if Subsumption is complete, we're good.
I
Right?
think you're missing out a huge chunk.
What's that?
Like Item System 2.0, we need
Yeah.
to change the layouts of our ships in Squadron. That's only just come into 3.0.
But it's done.
No, that's the first iteration of it. It is not done.
But they're always one of the things that they have to accept, and this is something that we should probably question when they're going to accept it. They can't wait until Star Citizen is ready to launch Squadron 42. They can't wait until everything in Star Citizen is ready to
'Cause
launch
it'll never
Squadron.
happen.
Because it won't. It's going to be 10 years before we get Squadron, right? So at what point are they able to say, okay, this is close enough?
Or this is what we want to launch with.
Well, like, you're not going to need trading or mining in Squadron, but you are going to need to be able to switch your personal layouts, your ship layouts. You're going to need to be able to switch ships. You're going to need to be able to engage in full combat. You can extract what is definitely needed for Squadron and what is not, and base some estimates on that. Because I mean, they could spend
Absolutely.
they could come on the holiday live stream today and say, right, well, the game is done, right? It is playable from start to finish. We're going to spend 2 years polishing it.
I Ghost. Heavy theory crafting 12 days away from actual answers. Never change, Relay. Never change.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Ghost.
Yeah.
We won't.
Good thing I'm not
This
part of
ba-
Relay. So is this developers hell?
No.
No.
This is development. This is standard development. If you
No.
actually look at the growth of CIG, the
Development-
first 2 years of development shouldn't even bloody count. What did they have at the end of 1 year of development? Like 30 developers?
Yeah, they had 100 people after 2 years.
Okay,
So-
so my question is based on
No,
the
but
constant.
can I actually answer that question though?
Go ahead.
Development hell is when you are trying to develop something and you are getting no progress.
They're getting progress, and we can see the progress. Not for
Squadron 42.
For
we haven't
12
seen it.
days.
We just don't know.
12 days. 12 days, we'll
days.
see the progress, right?
12 days.
Basically, I think that they got to a point where they were like, well, if we make the game this way, we're close. But then they decided that they didn't want to make it that way because it limited the scope of the game.
Okay. So my counter to that is, and I don't think I'm really addressing your point, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Okay.
No, because it's related, but I don't think I don't think it's going to satisfy you. So the constant pushing back of the release date for Squadron 42 and for Star Citizen.
It's actually only been pushed back once, really. Because they said it had a, like...
They said a 2017 release.
They said a 2016 release, and then they pushed it back to a 2017 release.
And then
Okay,
they pushed
but
it
then
back
they
to
pushed
indefinite. So
Indefinite.
twice.
So it's been pushed back twice. They've never actually given, like, a release date. It's been
Given a release year.
sometime this year.
Anyway, sorry, what were you going to say?
But the seemingly like constant, for me, it seems like seemingly constant pushing back of the release date, or at least the pushing back of the release date once, the probable pushing back of the release date again. Where's the point where we say like, all right, so maybe this development is in trouble?
Well, there is no release date now.
Okay, so is that not a problem?
There's no release date for Grand
think
Theft Auto
peop-
6,
I think
but
we-
we know it's being developed right now.
I think
Yeah.
people,
Okay,
I
like
think
I'm still
people would-
having fun with GTA 5.
I think
Like,
people would
Sure,
prefer.
but that came out 5 years ago.
I think
It
people
did.
would
It's an
prefer
excellent
to. People would prefer in the community now not to have release dates
Yeah.
because for the most part, most of them have been unrealistic, and this is because what they have been sharing with us, and this happens in other companies, but we just never see it. They give internal milestones when they're like, "We should be done," and we've heard that from other developers. Actually, other people from other game companies have come on and said, like, "Well." Their biggest problem is that they're sharing internal deadlines with the community. They miss them all the time in game development, like many, many, many hundreds of times in a given game.
You can't predict how long it's going to take
But-
to develop a technology.
And
That's the
it's
thing.
something
You
that's
can't-
actually plagued Chris Roberts' games for a long time. Like, he ended up getting basically kicked out of developing Freelancer because he kept missing...
Because
the
he wanted
dates
to make
that-
it
He wanted
better.
to make it better.
Because
and
he keep-
Microsoft were like, no.
because
Because they were
because
bought by
his good
Microsoft.
idea fairy kept feature creeping his games to the point where they were
It
It only
unreleased.
happened with one game, to be clear.
And
Freelancer?
to be fair, there's actually not that much feature creep in Star Citizen. If we're talking features that were promised in the if we're talking features that were promised and that we paid for.
The Kickstarter,
not-
there were very few features. There are
Yeah.
tons of features that have been added to the
They
Kickstarter.
kind of slowed it down after the
Procedural
stretch
plans,
goals, but
Those
most
were in the
of it-
Kickstarter.
No, they weren't.
Sorry, not
No, they weren't.
Not in the Kickstarter, but during
Stretch
the
goals.
stretch goals.
That's not Kickstarter.
Sorry,
but-
not Kickstarter, but like during
Yeah,
during
that's a
the
huge
funding,
difference.
we paid, like we gave them
Oh, yeah.
money.
Dave, you
for these-
can't even say during the funding though. There's still funding. What did they just make during the last?
while the stretch goals were still going on,
While
before they stopped
while they were
them.
still adding stretch goals, they've stopped adding stretch goals, and since they stopped adding stretch goals, since they stopped adding goals to
the
say
vision has been the same since.
it's been the same vision. Like they genuinely haven't had feature creep.
Well, that's actually
much.
why they. That's actually why
Much.
they
They stopped.
That's actually why they stopped. Was they basically went, "This is going to be a lot of work," and they
We've
were like,
reached
"Yeah, we're done."
pets.
Yes,
We're
we've
done.
reached.
Yeah,
we've reached
pets.
pets. We're going to close it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the feature creep there? I mean, there's feature creep from the initial Kickstarter vision, but
Oh, yeah, a
even
lot.
during the Kickstarter,
They were hoping for $6 million then.
they were hoping for $6 million. You can't give us a $6 million.
That would be a
game.
scam.
Yes.
If they gave us a $6 million game after being given 170 mil, like that would be a scam.
That would be
Okay. So all right, I'm willing to concede perhaps that some of the feature creep was inevitable with the extended funding.
Yep.
However, what was their plan originally? Kickstarter and then look for
The plan originally-
look for a backer,
So-
look for a financial backing of some sort.
They already had financial backing up to like 30 million, I think it was.
23.
23. The original plan was Kickstarter to 6 million plus the 23 million financial backing.
No,
from,
plus 17 to make 23.
Sorry, whatever. Get to
Sure.
23. That'll get us Squadron 42, where we release a very limited Squadron 42, and then the money from that makes more squadrons, makes Star Citizen. We use the money from that to make the larger game that Chris wants to make.
And even beyond that, his vision for between 6 and 20, he is basically saying, okay, we make Squadron and Star Citizen at the same time, but we put out Star Citizen super early and basically do Minecraft with it, which is like put out like an alpha as a released game, and then but don't call it a released game, just like they do with early access now, and then basically charge a nominal amount for it. $20 was Minecraft,
and then I think
for a while, and then you can build the game.
And then they hit what, 30 million? I think it was at 30 million that Chris was like, we have now earned enough that we don't need the outside funding. We're going to do this ourselves, and we're going to do it right, and we're going to take our time.
And they paid back the money.
And they paid back the money because they had made enough money to make the game that Chris wanted to, and without sacrificing investors. Because the problem with investors is you start having to
answer to them.
Yeah.
Well, if you go through a publisher, they take a lion's share of the profits because they published it.
Mm-hmm. And also they tend to be like, we don't really have a game releasing in Q3 2014. You have to be ready then, regardless of what. We don't give a crap. You just put out a game then.
Also, loot boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
loot boxes will make tons of money. You should
loot
do
boxes.
that.
They're the thing right now. We need to put loot boxes in Star Citizen. There are no customization options for any of your ships. You open a loot box, and that's how you get new paint for your ship. That's how you can get new ship skins.
Hilarious. Did you? This is slightly off topic, but I think it's kind of funny. They found out, someone like dove into the files for Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
They found that there is a customization screen, and EA had said previously that customization was impossible in the game. And they built it. It's there.
That's rough.
It's very rough.
Hey guys, do you want a publisher?
If you
want a publisher, that's what you get.
I feel for DICE.
Okay, but actually, to play devil's advocate on this, like a publisher would at least get us a game that is released, though.
They get us mediocrity. That's awesome.
Do we want a game that's released like Star Wars Battlefront 1 was? Released with basically no fucking game.
We're not talking about EA.
We are talking about EA.
Well, actually, we are specifically talking about EA.
That's the point.
EA is the one that cut off Chris Roberts back in the day.
But he wouldn't go back to them. So
well, no, but who else is he going to go to?
That was Microsoft. Never mind.
Well, Microsoft cut him off, but then EA was
Digital Anvil. I get them mixed up all the time.
There's a reason he makes fun of them in Star Citizen.
Electronic Access. That's right. Yeah.
The real upshot of this is basically going back to original vision, right? His vision was, I want to make a game that doesn't have a publisher, because his previous experience with publishers is, if you have any type of vision, if you want to do something that people haven't done before, the publisher goes, no, we don't know if that'll make any money, so we won't let you do it.
Yep.
So there's a reason. You look at Star Citizen, and then sometimes this is why it gets a lot of play on like the PC gaming subreddit, for example, is that you'll see stuff in Star Citizen that even at this stage, you're like, nobody else does that, and that's sort of the cool thing of this whole thing, is that they're doing things that other people don't even try and do.
Yeah.
It's led to some really cool advancements in the tech. And that's one of the things that we've talked about with Dolvac, actually, many, many casts ago, was, even if the very slight chance that Star Citizen is just a total failure, they have advanced the technology in gaming all on their own, like hugely. So, I mean, that is a bonus, it's still not acceptable. No. But it's still.
But I didn't pay to advance the technology.
And we need the game. No, but to make the game that we paid for.
I think the technology is fascinating, but ultimately I expect companies to do that on their own.
But they don't.
That's the problem.
But history has shown that they don't. Look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty is one of the best-selling bloody games ever. And it basically hasn't innovated since Call of Duty...
Modern Warfare 2?
Modern Warfare 1. It basically hasn't innovated since then, since they added kill streaks and things. Now every game does it, but
they didn't invent kill streaks.
No, but they added it and it became
monster
big.
Kill. Come on,
No, that wasn't it.
No, kill streak bonuses.
Bonuses.
Oh, kill streak bonuses. Okay.
Call of Duty basically added in kill streak bonuses, and it changed multiplayer, and was huge. But it hasn't changed at all since then. And Call of Duty itself hasn't changed at all since then.
And they had to get a huge pushback to even go like away from their 1-year development cycles, which were people were getting super angry about.
And
I think another thing
it,
you've got to consider is publishers aren't necessarily gamers.
No.
They are businessmen
business.
looking
Yes.
to make a profit. If you come to them with this crazy idea of, hey, I've got a game, it's in space, you can do absolutely everything you want. You want to mine, shoot, be a complete bastard or be a pirate. Yeah, I could do that. And they'll just look at it and go, this is a bit risky. I'm not sure, I'd rather have the sure money rather than a risk.
And
that is
the economic
literally what
climate
happened to
isn't
Chris.
great. Look at things since the recent economic crash, and you will see games are very samey. People are not willing to take the risks on something unique and something that could be really amazing. Whereas if you look before, you had a load of games coming out that were really unique and never been played before. And then,
Assassin's Creed came out before, and it was unique, and it was amazing, and it basically didn't change. And I will give
and how many
Ubisoft
Assassin's Creed games are there now?
many, but I do have to give Ubisoft props for giving the extra year for Origins, because Origins is actually a great game. And Ubisoft themselves have now realized, and they've announced delays to a bunch of their other games, being like, okay, we make a better game when we don't make a game a year.
But do they sell twice as many to compensate for the slow release cycle? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think they do, but I think they make a better game, and
You
that's
get less backlash.
and they've decided that that's more important than making.
I think
The
they're
bottom
also,
line's always the most important, but
I-
popular opinion influences that
It
indirectly
influences
as
the bottom
well.
line.
So
I think that there's a big. I think that they're starting to feel the pinch. I mean, I know it's very. People talked about it constantly, but the Battlefront 2 thing, like,
was bad.
there's some reports out that EA is seeing like reduction in sales of like 65%,
They lost.
which is
that's an
Huge.
incredible
No,
backlash.
even
Yeah.
bigger than that. The biggest thing I saw for the EA thing is as soon as the backlash hit and that massive Reddit thread, the most downvoted Reddit thread in Reddit fucking history, I was reading an article that EA lost like 3 or 4% of its stock price
Temporarily.
but that was like $3 billion lost, which was almost the same amount as it cost for Disney to buy Lucasfilm. They basically EA,
Yeah, but they came back up.
they
from
came
that.
back, but during that backlash, they lost the amount that it cost Disney to buy Star Wars.
Yeah, but Dave, that's sort of like weight loss. You have to lose it and then keep it off in order for it to mean anything.
that is true.
But
Wow,
it's,
nice.
That is a good
Good one.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true.
I gotta change it. This microphone's too heavy.
I was kind of wondering.
Yeah,
You've been carrying that for a while. I'm surprised.
wow.
Okay.
Heaviest one too.
We've been talking about that for a while, and I don't.
Let's move along.
Yeah, we haven't even hit the second bloody topic that I wrote. Fuck. So let's talk about 3.0 a bit.
Yep.
Shall we?
Some of us have been able to play it on PTU.
I haven't.
You haven't. The rest of us have.
Oh, are you guys all in that special club where they let?
We all
No.
pay. Yeah.
Well, we're not. No, we're not Evocati.
No. We're just
We're the
wave
$1,000
one.
club.
Yeah, we're the $1,000 club. We put $1,000 into the
Oh
game.
yeah, I have maybe 160 or something.
Yeah, you're pretty
You
far.
have a Super Hornet, yeah.
No,
shit.
I've got a Reliant as well.
Oh no.
Nice one.
Project Sinus.
Project Sinus just
Oh, dear
just
God.
subscribed. So you guys might want to like watch out.
So
I'm gonna use this as an excuse.
I've got room.
Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh my god.
Wow, look at him go.
Sinus.
I'm done.
Thank God. I was a little scared there.
Okay.
All right.
I
Everybody.
wonder what music plays in your head when you do that.
I think it's just silence.
Which is that?
Oh.
Half of the lights on that one just go out randomly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Does it help you like?
Nope. I turn it off and turn it back
probably
on.
Probably has to cool down or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has a fan in it.
Probably. It should. It's freaking giant. Okay, where are we at? Thanks to everyone who's congratulating us on a 1 year. For anyone that's joined us since we started, how
You're in
many
a breath.
questions? I am. We've got a fair number of questions. We're going to start getting to questions earlier than we normally do, so in a bit. But if you do ask a question that we ask on stream and answer on stream, then you are entered in a giveaway for a $100 gift card for RSI to buy yourself something pretty. So ask us some questions, ! Question mark. Yeah. We're going to talk some 3.0. So 3.0 is out in PTU right now. It's also just been feature locked, which is fantastic. Do we know exactly what features they've locked?
All of them.
Okay, all of them.
Everything that's in the PTU now
is locked. Okay, good.
Well, that's everything that will be in the live release. It'll just be less broken.
Missions, missions, cargo. And the procedural worlds. That's the big highlights. And the huge the item 2.0, huge overhaul of ships.
Yeah,
Interaction system.
Yes, the interaction system.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a big
I
fan.
love the interaction system.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It breaks down pretty badly when the frame rate crashes, though.
Yeah,
But
Hell yeah.
but everything breaks down.
Yeah, there's
Anyway.
I know it just
there are
does.
usability problems, but that's not.
The actual system is good.
Yeah.
The viewers can't see how much whiskey.
No,
is
that's
poured.
here. Let's just.
That's-
I'm gonna show. This is how much whiskey he just poured. This is
Apparently, we terrify him.
That's
That's a,
okay.
no. This is it's a quarter of the glass. It's a quarter of the tumbler.
That's like a
it's whiskey.
third.
It's a quart. Oh yeah, it's a third.
It's a third.
It's a third. A third of a whiskey. Okay,
Okay, enjoy.
go Sixer.
All right, have fun, big man.
This could get interesting
I
towards the
really
end.
Wow.
like him. I really like him.
Why do you think we bring him on whenever I can force him on and
The Coke is whiskey colored.
That might be my favorite comment you've
All
ever
right. Time out. For the folks at home who are watching this isn't for you. This is for me.
he needs it to deal with me. So 3.0. I want to go around the table while I go to the washroom
Sure.
That's fair.
and ask you all what are you looking forward to most in 3.0 actually going live? What does it mean to Star Citizen for 3.0 to actually hit live? We're going to start this time with Vince and we're going to end with Shiver.
Okay.
Have at her. I'll be back.
Yeah, I like 3.0 a lot as it is. I mean, like, it being feature locked, like, that's exactly everything I need. The problem is it doesn't work, right? I guess I'll also merge into this, like, my expectations of what I think a live 3.0 will look like. Frame rate, I mean, geez, I don't know what else they can do at this stage. I think there's some very, very major overhauls that need to take place before the frame rate can really be improved, like fundamental overhauls. But it'll run a little bit better. The crate that I picked up for a mission won't be glued to my right hand anymore. And whenever I try to take it off in the inventory screen, the game won't crash when I try to take it off. That's partly how I envision it. Less crashing. The crashing isn't really the main problem, but
It's
me,
getting
it is now.
significantly better.
But but it's something worth playing, I guess, for everyone who has access to Live 3.0, who'd be every backer. I just envision what it is like right now, except when you expect it to work. You know, you're able to join a server with your friends. Actually, that functionality is really good now too. Joining with your friends is pretty much flawless.
Is it?
Just
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
Again, like what I'm expecting, it's all the same features that we have now, but working better.
Mic to mouth. Move mic up.
Who?
You.
Me?
Mic to mouth, please.
Me?
Yes.
No, it's close enough.
They can't hear you.
How about now? But why is it so quiet? Actually, that is very quiet, isn't it? It shouldn't be. I don't know.
Okay, technical difficulties.
We'll
I will
move on.
continue
Sorry
talking.
about that.
But what a lot of what Vince said. But I think the fun to play aspect is a big deal, or enjoyable
Yes. Fun to play.
I've actually
Preach,
had
brother.
It muted itself. That's why it was quiet.
It muted itself.
It muted itself because it got too loud at one point because there was a pop at something and it auto muted. That's why. I think we're good now.
Great. You gotta love these computers. These
Holy
days. Jeez. I feel like I'm an old man. All right, but I just wanted to say, like, even now, one of the reasons I'm so positive about 3.0, I've had amazing, like, really, really cool experiences already. Some of them taking place at 8 frames a second. Which is surprising, absolutely, yeah. It's getting better, patch by patch. The first couple experiences are like, you try and do something and it crashes. And now we're like a week later and you try and do something and it doesn't crash, which is nice. Or all the airlocks aren't broken on Port Olisar, which is a little difficult.
Yeah.
Or some of them are broken and some of them aren't.
Did the station vent? Tell me the station vented.
No, they just wouldn't open.
Fuck.
Like you couldn't get out.
Oh, that would be so funny if the station vented.
That system is in place now,
Yes,
right?
it is.
The actual atmosphere system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Like it's not faked anymore. Like
Except apparently I've seen some images of people bringing NPCs outside. And
Nice.
the NPCs don't die.
because the rules don't apply to them.
Yeah.
Also, I've while in the hangar a few times I've suffocated. It just
Really?
loses atmospheric pressure in the hangar randomly.
Yeah.
Like we're getting some creative bugs
Yeah.
because of the complexity of the system in the
Totally.
game. They are super cool.
Which-
They're actually half the fun right now, unless it's crashing.
Yeah.
But like that weird stuff. Is
Oh,
great.
I don't think I would find the same entertainment in those bugs as you would. I would think like, ha, that's pretty funny, and then do it again and then die and be like, all right, this is no longer funny.
yeah, and a different mindset.
I had a weird one in the hangar with the caterpillar, the very, very front of the ship. You open up the door, it says it's open, and then you look at it and it's closed. You walk closer to it, and then you just see blackness.
Yeah.
See, I don't want that shit. I don't care if it's funny. I just want the game to work.
Yeah.
I want it to be fun to play.
And that's
Play.
that's where the polish is gonna come in.
That's why they've got a PTU going, because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of bugs.
to keep
that-
idiots like you out of it.
yeah. Well, even this week.
Am I an idiot though, or am I
No, no,
just,
no,
or am
no,
I
no,
just
no,
the
no,
most
no.
discerning, like
Not even
No.
discerning.
asshole
You're
video
a
game?
normal gamer.
You have basic expectations. That's your crime.
Yeah,
only thing
stop
is-
having basic expectations.
The only
Tom.
thing is-
lower your freaking standards.
The only thing is, people need to
Yeah,
understand.
expect to have fun in a game. What kind of bastard are you?
Exactly.
People need to understand, though, like even when we're talking about this, that there's a reason it's on Evocati and on the public
Yeah.
test universe and not live. I mean, even 3.0 when it's live will be a live alpha. So at best, you should expect the quality of an early access game. So, I mean, the PTU was really broken when we got our first patch. It is now half broken.
Oh, here's a beginner
So-
question for you guys, though, and sorry to interrupt your
No,
what do
no.
you expect from 3.0?
No,
Dave.
it goes.
What-
to,
what,
it skips me. I
what-
chime in at the end because
But
I
anyway,
matter most.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
ahead.
Then Eric, if you have anything else, go for it before I ask my question.
Basically, I would just like it to run a solid 30 FPS and not crash. That's basically it.
30 FPS would be nice.
I mean, that's playable.
Sixer.
So
Okay, so from someone who is not following the development cycle, what is the difference between 2.6 and 3.0?
Everything.
Don't give me everything.
No.
well, we're gonna follow that up.
We're gonna have you try it after the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have you
Yeah, I
try
know.
it.
I can take this if you want.
Yeah, do it.
Well, the entire system for interacting with the game is different. First of all,
What does that mean?
so like when you're in the cockpit, you can actually those like buttons that are lit up. You can click them to turn your ship on and off.
And
to
do
turn
I
your
like
shield
see
on
my
and off,
arms
so-
like click, click, click?
Not yet, but that is the plan eventually.
Okay.
So that's the whole interaction system. The ships have what's called item 2.0, with basically refactored all the items in the game to work together. So now this systems actually work correctly. Whereas like the power actually flows to the items and the heat actually is generated by the weapons and so on and so forth.
Okay.
That is somewhat invisible, but it's also kind of important because it ties the whole game together.
You can see it in some cases, like you use a Starfarer or something. You can now, like someone in the captain's chair can just control everything. Like even like the person in the captain's chair can fire the freaking weapons while someone else is flying the ship. Like there are actually so many possibilities already in the game. in terms of multi-crew capability.
So that's
pretty
like
cool.
It's there. It's there.
That's pretty cool.
There's a
Okay.
bunch of big graphical upgrades. It looks a lot better already. There's anti-aliasing, which is nice. Looks so much better than it used to. There's a lot of so quantum travel's in and properly works properly now. It's not faked like it was before.
All right.
There are 3 moons, 1 planetoid, a bunch of space stations. You can land on the planets now. You can walk around. There are outposts on the planets. There's another city called Levski, and it's on a planet. So you go down and land on the planet. You go to the city.
Levski.
Yes.
Athleachna. Okay. Continue.
There are 2 like story-based mission givers, which is Rudo and
Miles
Eckhart.
Eckhart.
and Eckhart. Thank you. Rudo and Eckhart, and they give you like a series of like story missions that are like the kind of missions you'd almost get from Squadron. Sort of, they're like
Okay.
more scripted story missions. There's lots of, and then there's a whole bunch of like randomly generated other missions as well to do. So there's lots more missions, and there's more variety because they're generated randomly rather than being set.
There's some basic
So-
cargo. There's
There's also cargo, yeah, and there's so you can transport cargo to and from. The mobi-glass is working now, and actually works pretty well. Star maps in.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll
So you can
see
change
after
out
the cast.
like you can like change out all your armor, and you can see it on a little holographic version of your character.
you get to
There's
set up your weapons. Your
there's a million
inventory.
things. It's
it's
huge. patch.
everything.
How do shops work? Do they work any differently?
Shops are working now.
Okay, that's
They
nice.
exist.
That's nice.
I mean, maybe
Well, no, they were
not
in
so much in the
2.6,
PTU. The PTU, it's been kind of up and down. They were sort of
Yeah, shopping was out
As-
for a while. Yeah.
before when they put out the PTU, shops weren't working, and they were working on getting them working while we were in there,
Sure.
and they're working now, I think. But same with cargo. I think the first release didn't work, and now it does. But there's a lot of stuff, and basically, this is basically trying to lay the foundation that they can build things on.
Okay.
There's a lot of work in the back end. It was supposed to fix a lot of the network problems, but there was one thing in particular that they had to omit, which probably would have fixed a lot of the problems we're currently having.
what was that?
So, serialized variables for the network, I
Yes.
think, ended up getting
I'm
kicked
Oh,
out.
that's
being
a
told-
network thing.
I'm being
Okay.
told
Fine,
we
fine.
chose wrong, and he should have played it before the cast.
Sorry, what
I'm being told we chose wrong, and that he should have tried 3.0 out before the cast.
Yeah, didn't have time for
We
it.
didn't have
but-
time. We were fixing audio stuff, and we also kind of figured that we'd
Have someone on who was a little
Yeah.
bit virgin.
yeah. Also, servers are up to 50 players now. So
Yeah, 50 players.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's also
Okay.
3.0.
The performance is
There
really
you
the
go.
same as 2.0,
Right.
2.6. So, yeah, this light is very
It's
funky.
bad. Yeah.
We're having like rolling brownouts.
Rolling brownouts.
We'll see. We might even maybe we might even stream his first walks into 3.0. We'll see.
Sure.
Like we might even actually play some 3.0 after and put you in the driver's wheel and
Why
and
not?
get-
We could have like 2 people go get shawarma and 2
Yeah,
people stay here.
exactly.
for 3.0.
Oh my god! If
Hang
you
on,
guys
did
got
you
me
just
shawarma,
say the driver's wheel? Now, out of those 2 things, there's 2 things wrong with that. He's got a pilot, and it's generally a yoke or a stick.
Shiver.
it depends on the
Well,
ship though.
actually,
Couldn't
I
there
don't
be a
know.
wheel?
Do you think I could get this Logitech steering wheel thing to work in Star Citizen?
Yeah,
Just to
probably.
prove Shiver wrong?
Probably.
Well, you've got the pedals at the bottom.
could
which
bind
would give
all
you-
of it.
Yeah, we could bind the
Oh,
entire
the
thing to a
acceleration and the
Guys, we're doing. This is what's happening tonight. We're gonna live
We're
stream
gonna play.
this.
We're gonna play first, and then
how to
I
drive
had
a
a friend-
Starfarer.
Okay,
Trying
okay,
to mess around.
but actually
Use
though,
a musical keyboard as his input, and it bloody works.
there's one over there.
got
Yeah.
one over there.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So
can
what we need
broadcast
what
it
we
just-
need to happen is the acceleration and the brake need to be the y-axis, so up and down.
Yeah.
Up and down. Oh my god, I thought it was okay. Wow.
Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
let's
boy.
move on. Look, we're moving
What a
on.
nightmare.
We're moving on.
No,
Actually,
no.
we
They
should-
have to be left and right.
We
Yeah.
should let
Well, yeah,
Shiver.
like
we're-
rudder pedals.
We should
Yeah.
let Shiver answer that question.
We're moving on to let Shiver answer the question
Right.
of 3.0. 'cause
Right.
We're still on a question. Go, Shiver.
What was the question? What? What?
Yeah,
What was the
what?
question?
What are your expectations
Star
of
Citizen,
3.0?
Yeah.
I'm live.
My expectations. Probably it's it's going to be. I think the good thing about it is the fact that there is content there, and you could spend hours playing it. But for me, the big thing that's really exciting is the fact that 3.0 is out, and this is like a lot of foundation core tech that they can just start building on. And from there on, it's going to be a lot more fun stuff rather than 64-bit floating point unit is fucking cool, but it's not something you're going to log in and go, wow, look at the 64-bit floating point unit making all this.
Look at all 64 of those bits.
Those decimal points.
But if you log in
man.
one day and it's like, oh, mining's in, well, fuck me, I've got something new to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for, is the future moving on from there. The fact that they've gotten over all these fucking huge hurdles that are absolutely terrible, and they can now start throwing in a lot more user-friendly stuff that's fun.
Yep.
Shall we move on?
Yes, we're moving on to the next of my topics. I do want to ask, and I want to try and move this one along because we do have to get to people's questions as well, but what do you think has to be in for Star Citizen live launch? Like Star Citizen 1.0 release, what needs to be in there? Because there's so much promised. There's 100 systems.
Now,
There's
be very clear. Is this needs or wants?
needs.
Okay, that's much clearer then. That's good.
What needs to be in for launch of Star Citizen?
starting?
Working toilets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Shiver, just kill me.
Shiver. You know what? Shiver, you get to start.
You just
because of that,
volunteered,
because of
mister.
that comment, you get to start.
Combat mechanics, both in space and on the ground. They definitely need medical systems to compensate for that. Death of a spaceman mechanic needs to be in. The economy needs to be in. Industry needs to be in. All the absolute basically pretty much everything that they've said is going to be on there, except when it gets into things like pets. 100 systems at launch. Earth has 55 different landing zones. Some of those things they can be like, you can add that after release. That's whenever. I don't care about having my ship full of cats just yet. Let me get the massive ship so I can fill it with cats when you release them. The core mechanics, combat, mining, industry, traveling mechanics. When you're on a long distance journey, I don't think you need to have the mini games. Hopefully that they will add. Hopefully in a later patch. I think you can get away with just right. It's going to be a half an hour trip. Who wants to play I Spy?
Shiver.
I Spy with my little eye something that is black.
Shiver. It's a shame
Is it
that I
space?
refuse
No, it's your
absolutely
soul.
to
Heart,
participate in Relay because I'm starting to like you too. That's great. You're fucking right.
All right, I think David should go next.
Okay. I'm actually going to steal 100% from one of my good friends that I was talking about this with, who was actually going to initially be on here with us, but decided not to be. But he was saying that 30 systems, interconnected full systems, every gameplay system operational. So space, missions, mining, farming, building, trading, exploring, merking, multi-crew, fleets, orgs, buying and selling, aliens, world events, the whole big live breathing system. Any player planning to do whatever the thing that they said they want to do when they log in, they can go and do it. The economy system driven by players, 10 times the NPCs as players that are driving the economy as well. Network and instancing for servers with player counts in the 10,000 range. Whew. Bare minimum of 100 players per stable server. Economy driven by the entirety of the player count. High performance runs at the resolution of the day, 1440p or 4K likely. Minimum of 60 with client side interpolation of higher. Ideally no cap at 144 millihertz.
Millihertz.
Hertz. Sorry,
That's very slow.
very slow, super slow.
Very slow.
Okay.
I aside from the 30 systems, I think we need more like 10 after actually sitting there in game and looking at
The area around one
the
gas
area
giant,
around one gas giant, not even
which
the
we
entire
can't
system.
even land on because it's a gas giant.
like the small area around one planet in the game is already so fucking huge that I lose my fucking mind, and every single time I've streamed thus far, I've sat there and looked at it and broken down into tears because it's so fucking huge and beautiful and actually mind-boggling.
Baby. Keep going.
You're exactly like Shiver. You're like a pocket Shiver.
A pocket shiver. There you go.
Ship's pretty pocket-sized already.
No, I aside from the 30 systems, I think we need more like 10. But yeah, we need it needs to be enough systems to show that everything works and that you can do everything. That's what I want. You need to be able to go and do all of the gameplay that they've suggested and all of the ships that they have promised to date. I think they actually need to at some point say, this is the cutoff. Any ship that we announce from now on will not be in 1.0 live. It will be a later ship. These are ships that will release after live. This is the cutoff. I would like that cutoff.
I think they'll do that with a lot of things.
Anything
we announce that's coming out after this date
is
not
not
going to
in-
be the original, the first
We
version.
need. I want feature locked first version as basically what we've been promised to date, with less systems because the
Perhaps
systems.
not pets because they said pets might not be in.
No, I want pets.
You want pets? They've
I
already
want.
said.
I
that they might not
want
have
like. I'd actually be okay if they did something kind of like World of Warcraft, where they launch with like the bare minimalist pet system, and then over the years they upgrade it to fucking Pokemon. Because that's what it is in World of Warcraft now.
Totally,
It's
totally.
basically Pokemon. You go there, you fight your pets against other pets.
Do they
and then-
evolve?
No, but as far as
It's
I know.
next expansion.
Yeah. So I'd like I even want basic pets. Like I want to be able to have like a little fucking monkey in my ship, but I still need CIG to answer the most important question. I have my pet monkey or my pet albatross or my pet platypus on my fucking ship. What happens when that ship vents?
It
does.
dies.
Dead.
No.
It dies.
No.
It dies.
Dead forever.
No.
It's dead.
Dead.
No.
It's dead.
And there's no
Completely
death
dead,
of a
man.
platypus system either. It's just dead. End.
No.
If you're lucky, another member of your crew will go to a pet store, buy you another one, and say it's the same one.
You should be able to take
Yeah,
it into
it's
a
not
store.
dead
you should
yet.
be able to-
Good.
you should be
It's
able to
just
take-
pining for the field.
should just take it into like a medical facility and be like, "Can you clone my pet?"
Yeah.
Okay, for
Actually,
the
no, that's probably exactly what it's going to be. Now that you mention, that's
Fine.
exactly
As
it.
long as I can clone my fucking platypus,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
They're going to clone it.
CIG, platypus, in-game pet, first pet, done. Yes, let's go.
Yep.
It finally gives a purpose to the hot tub on the Phoenix.
Wow.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
So, yes, there is a ship with a hot tub.
At least one.
At least one. Yes.
Look, man, I'm not here to judge.
Yeah, you are. That's literally why I brought you
Actually,
on.
I take that back.
So I
I
actually
am.
want to touch on something a little different because what other people have said is already very true. I think one of the most important things for getting to a state where they're comfortable with release is actually development side, the pipelines. I think all the pipelines have to be like done and tested. Like we can come up with a new planet and get it through its course in a reasonable amount of time and get it out and done. Before they release, I want that part to be fleshed out and them to be happy with it. Like you can look at the ship pipeline now, and it's a machine. Like there's like a million different steps, and a ship goes through every one of those steps, and then it comes out the other side and it's done. And it happens really fast now.
Yeah.
That's what they need to get with the other parts of the game. How do I develop a profession? How do I develop a planet? How do I develop a moon? And have all those things just really settled and drawn out. Now, in terms of the actual game that they release, I'm with David. I think actually I'm going to be a little bit softer, even say 5 to 10 systems. But I actually think in order to get that pipeline to a good state, it's probably going to have to be 10. And then, it's not 100. but when you actually are in the game, it's so big. I don't know if we're actually going to need that many. I mean, they're already in the game, so like in the lore and in the star map and everything, so they're going to come. But I do agree with Chris. What I think people may end up localizing themselves more.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible.
So
I honestly don't know if it's going to be something that I do of like going to every planet in every system,
it's
because
really hard.
I don't know if someone actually did it or not, but didn't someone work out it would be 18, 20 years to get to visit every single system in EVE Online?
Yeah, that makes sense because EVE Online has like almost 10,000 systems now. So
10,000.
yeah,
Holy
last time I
shit.
played, it was 7,540 or something like that. So
Okay.
Because I think they include the unknown, the wormhole space systems in that as well, because you can explore those as well. And you can, that was quite, and that's the sort of thing I hope for in Star Citizen, is this feeling of I'm in a very dangerous, completely lost area, and if I go into the wrong cloud, everything could actually just kill me.
Yeah.
I want that sort of
totally.
risk and scare in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I think
okay,
so.
so Sixer.
So everyone so far has talked about what they want.
No, what needs?
Need.
That's what needs to be in.
Okay,
in my
so
opinion.
still, I'm going to talk about what needs to not be there.
okay,
So,
that's good.
so what needs to not be there? Shit that makes it not fun. So like, I'm going to go back to jank. Like, if we can get to a point where I'm just going to be arbitrary and say 35 frames a second
Not
is
acceptable.
No.
Not acceptable.
not acceptable.
No.
No.
You need to be able to run at 60. If this is PC, we are.
The service
this
cannot be the limitation
then-
for performance.
I'll put it this way:
Look-
if they're aiming for VR, and
That
if they're
too.
aiming for VR, they have to be over 60. So it's got to get there. Sorry, go ahead.
I was talking about launch. I think VR is probably years down the line.
It could
No,
be.
no, launch is years down the line. We're not talking about 3.0. We're
No,
talking
no,
about
launch. Like
launch.
launch of Star
We're not
Citizen.
even beta now, remember.
Look, I'm still trying to keep my expectations in the realm of what I think is
These aren't expectations. These are what
This is demand.
yes
to release
yes,
it.
Yes,
you
yes.
cannot release a game that runs
Okay,
at 35
okay.
frames a second.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, well, Dead Rising 3 on PC locked. Okay, well, you know,
You should.
Chris Roberts-
CIG cannot.
yeah, it's not
Chris
happening.
Roberts won't.
Okay,
No.
are you guys gonna jump down my throat if I continue?
Yes.
No, go ahead.
But you should
Probably
continue
will. I'll
anyway.
let you carry on.
Go ahead.
Just for you, Shiver. Like it needs like the jank has to disappear overnight. Like it needs to not be not fun. If I run up to an obstacle that I can vault over and I know I can vault over and I press V or whatever vault is bound to or whatever I bind it to, and I'm not able to vault over that object and I get fucking just absolutely owned by some like anti-tank fucking over the shoulder piece of shit. like somebody gets like a 1 in 1,000 shot against me because I wasn't able to vault and I feel like the idiot because I'm dead and now my spaceman is dead and I go through that shit.
Well, it needs to be as tight as any competitive online FPS, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe not Counter-Strike Go levels, but like,
Because it's been like in development for a million years.
yeah, but like it needs to. Like our expectations are rock bottom right now for Star Citizen in terms of playability, but it actually needs to be.
I love FPSs.
Flawless.
I think what I'm proposing to you guys right now is the absolute bare minimum. It needs to be fun. It needs to run as it say it will, and it needs to run in a way that is fair to all the people playing it. So all the mechanics that people are going to use on a daily basis, like you could give me like 50 systems to explore on launch and I wouldn't give a shit, because if I can't vault over an object and I get killed because of that, that's going to ruin my fucking day and that's going to keep me from playing that game for a week or a month or not come back to it because it's going to be fucking bullshit.
Brybase has a good point. Don't worry. Ivo's gonna work some magic with that.
Oh, he's our man. Oh, yeah.
My
Yeah.
God.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Ivo Herzig. He's the guy that
You gotta see that video.
I don't know if you've even
God.
seen it.
He has
No,
two
I
really
haven't.
good ones now.
We gotta show him that after.
Yeah.
basically
You missed a lot.
The problem with
No, I didn't miss a lot. No, I'm missing like the interlude between like
CitizenCon. You should see CitizenCon. That's
CitizenCon.
That's the big one.
So I'm just gonna say
I did watch CitizenCon.
This year's?
Watch
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah, Evo's the medic.
Yeah, I watched
From
all of
TF2.
it.
You are fired. Get off this show.
Oh, thank goodness.
No, get the fuck back here.
All right. Okay. Is there anything
Sorry, I
else you
forgot
wanted
my
to-
drink.
Is chat still working here? Oh. Oh.
Is it showing up on stream? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay. So I want to have Nakara quickly say what the year has been like in funding, and then we're going to get to questions.
And just for funding?
Yeah, for
Okay.
funding, what's it been like?
Well, that's not what you asked me to prepare. So
Maybe
give me a
s-
second.
Maybe
and-
subscribers as well. I don't know.
And all right, so first of all, I'm just going to hit on the anniversary sale because it's actually over now.
Yeah.
First of all, it looks like it ran a little long. I was looking at the numbers, but the actual total earnings for the holiday sale this year were just a shade over $8 million.
8.012.
Yep, 8.012. Keep in mind the best holiday, the best anniversary sale ever before that was 6.7 million last year.
Who's
So-
still buying this shit? You're all out of your
We have
fucking
it
minds.
back. I like him.
Look, man! I just showed up here. They fucking chloroformed my ass.
I
I
was just gonna deliver a pizza.
oh man, I've got pizza in my fucking fridge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We had a pizza
boy.
party last night. It was pretty
Yes,
good.
it was
Oh
fantastic.
man, pizza
We
party.
had so much pizza.
So much pizza.
Yeah.
All right. So, in terms of the actual year, that's been a question for a long time because they were running behind for most of the year in terms of funding. But they're now at $32.5 million for 2017. The record is 36.1.
Oh.
They need to make only $3.6 million for the remainder of the year, and that includes the holiday sale and the holiday live stream.
So
which-
are they still
the
breaking
hype
records every single year still?
So far, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Every year.
Who's still buying this shit?
You already
Okay,
asked
all
that
right.
question.
Correction.
No.
Correction.
No,
let me
hang on.
let me correct myself. Who the fuck is still buying this?
Correction. I have actually not spent any new money this year. I've melted things to buy new things, but I have not put another dollar of my own money.
I did. I bought a land claim.
Why?
Awesome.
I bought a land claim.
Vince,
Sick
are we talking like the Oregon like
Yes.
territory like land claim?
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind? You didn't tell me about this. What the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, I did that.
What the fuck is a land
I only
claim?
bought the 4x4, okay?
What the fuck is a 4x4?
4 kilometer by 4 kilometer land claim where you can stake your own 4 by 4 kilometer UEE protected land that you own and you can develop on.
Yes.
6Fs wants to retire to a vineyard on a moon sometime.
I don't know what to say.
With all his audio.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. How much did that cost you?
$50 US.
All right.
Not as bad as you thought. That's
not
right.
that's not as bad as I thought. That's still $50 though. Look,
Yeah.
$50 is still $50.
$50. Yeah.
50
I was
bucks
ab-
is still 224s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still a reliant of some kind.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get to one other thing.
That's the last
before-
ship I bought. The last ship
No.
I
We're going to get to
yeah.
questions in a second, but Sixer, as
Oh boy, I still
no,
have to
as
talk.
the only person that has not been following all year, I do want to know.
I mean, like I sort of follow. I just don't follow as closely as you guys.
You just
What-
follow when you're in the room and we're talking about Star
yeah.
Citizen.
What are the things?
I
that
watched
you've
Citizen
heard throughout
Con
the
on
year?
my own.
What are the things you've heard throughout the year? Like what are the big things that you can remember hearing throughout the year as someone that isn't one of us?
Like
That's a good question. Good job.
about the game. I'll start about the community. I know like the goons abandoned the game pretty much en masse. Or that's sort of my understanding of what happened.
Not entirely, but I think the trolling has subsided a bit.
Has the trolling subsided?
From them, at least. I don't care, honestly. I don't.
stopped paying
that stuff I
attention.
don't.
I mean, like I only care. I'm only bringing them up insofar as like they were an initially very supportive part of the community, and they backed very early during the Kickstarter, and they were 100% on board with the game. And then as I think the concerns I brought up about the development cycle evolved, they took it to a place that I have not yet. So I think that's the most diplomatic way of putting it. They have expounded upon my concerns and bought out of the game at this point. Pretty much en masse. I can't read the chat, by the way. My site's not good enough.
Yeah, it's a little
Ghost says Vince has died of dysentery.
My Oregon territory. Yeah. Yes.
good.
Fuck. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I've heard about the community.
The game.
It is part of the game. The community is part of the game.
No, but what have you heard about the
No,
game?
now he's asking about the game.
No, I'm answering the question the way I want to. So,
Okay.
so, I'm still waiting for the orgs mod, which was
That's true. I forgot about orgs. Yeah.
Every time I mention it, you always have forgotten it because it doesn't
Because it's not important to the game. Yes, it is.
because it's only important to me, and it's the human aspect of the game is what I find the most interesting about it.
Oh yeah.
So personally, like, I think the orgs mod and how orgs are going to work, and like everything beyond that about human to human interaction in the game, I think that's why I want to play it at this point. And that's the portion of it that I have heard the least about. And really that's what's holding me back from interacting with Relay and with the game more generally as a whole. So the fact that I haven't heard anything about that is massively disappointing to me.
That's actually something that I don't think we really think about a lot regarding the game's current state. Is most of when we experience the game in Star Citizen right now is either alone, like playing the game alone, or with a few friends. But there are big ambitions for the game to involve
There were huge ambitions.
lots and lots of interactions with other players and NPCs.
The Reddit fleet, like FLJK, like fucking like Convoy,
Operation Pitchfork,
Operation Pitchfork,
which can't exist, which can't happen yet for obvious
It's
reasons.
still planned.
but
which
it's
is
still organized.
huge. Operation Pitchfork would be, like, I think the most fun event that Star Citizen, CIG, the whole 9 yards can possibly put together for us to take part in. I think that would be really fucking cool.
It will happen, and that is one of the things that must be around for full release.
Will happen.
But the game isn't ready for it yet.
Yeah.
I know it's not. And that's
It's
the
not-
most
yeah.
disappointing part for me, because
It's just that the game it has, like you said before, it has to run properly first.
I know.
A lot of that jankiness has to be taken out.
the jank has to disappear in order for something like Operation Pitchfork to actually happen.
But it hasn't been removed from the vision.
Yeah.
That's not the thing. It's kind of taking a backseat. But I think that rollout can
read.
happen in the next year or something.
Is there a comment I should read? What's 656's Twitch? Do you know?
Do you have a Twitch?
I do actually have Twitch. I never like stream anything. I've got a microphone. I don't know. The Yeti's not bad, but I mean, like, it's not fantastic either.
It's very bad.
All right. Well,
Very bad.
all right. Well, fucking Mr. White over there doesn't like it. That's why he gave it to me.
Yeah, I bought it in the first place, and then like a while ago,
He was
I
just
realized
like,
it's just-
this
this
is
is bad.
fucking garbage. And I was like talking on like a $15 headset, and he was like,
okay, well, it's garbage, but it's better than this. Here, take it. Yeah.
I didn't even read the rest of that comment. I was like, what was it?
Was that from Ghost?
What's
Oh, yeah.
656? I want.
I think you weren't supposed to show him that, to be honest.
No.
But
Probably not.
No,
surprise ruined.
no, Dave.
Sorry, Ghost.
Stroking my ego is like the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want that.
That's why I wanted to do it.
So then now, okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna be here for like the next year.
I know.
Well,
Anyways, so
When you get back.
When eventually I come back from fucking Africa, wherever the fuck I'm going.
In the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, so what don't I want to see in the game? It's the jank. I want to see the fun. What was the question you asked? Sorry, Dave.
It was, what do you want? What needs to be there for live?
What needs to be there for live? Fun.
Okay.
Fun. And that means playability. So that means like frame rate. That means like to use the Battlefield terminology, the net code. the net code has to be there. Like we need to be able to like play without desyncing. We need to be able to do all that shit. So I feel like my expectations are actually pretty high because they're so baseline. They're so like so many games get released now without that shit that.
Carry on.
What are you not showing me?
I'll show you. It's just.
Oh, it's just a rock wall.
It's back. Aside.
All right, well, all
This
right.
couldn't wait.
It couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait. Dave just had to show everyone, so I needed to see too because I'm only human, okay? Anyways, that's all I got for you.
Okay.
All right.
We are going to transition into question time.
Question time.
Question time. I'm going to be going through the question time. If you ask a question,
That's a lot of questions.
there's a lot of questions. We're gonna try.
We don't have a lot of time to go through all those questions.
We got as much time as we want. We've got no time limit today. Our time limit is when we need food.
Which is like going to be exactly 4 o'clock.
The other thing
Start
is
with the questions. We don't have time for this.
Okay.
Questions.
the other thing is who's going to drive. If he's going to play, and I've been drinking.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, I'm gonna put on Gilbert Gottfried for the whole fucking stream.
Can we get it delivered?
Shawarma? We can figure this out after.
yeah.
Not from the palace.
We
no.
have
No, they don't.
I don't
do
think.
We yeah. Okay.
Question.
Question.
Okay,
Why do
how
all
about
our
we
meetings end
solve
up
this
this
problem
way?
later? That'd be
What's
great.
that, Shiver?
Why do all our meetings end up this way?
Because we
Why is
are
everyone
What
drunk?
food you're going to get?
because Shiver because we are consummate professionals.
I'm not. They just fucking chloroformed me.
Okay, so there's a bunch that I'm not even going to read the names for because they just say reroll for giveaway. So, how do you feel about being relay for 20% of Star Citizen's existence?
Whoa. That's actually not, well,
It's not much.
being
We've
relay
been-
specifically.
but we've been a news site
We've been doing
for
thing-
more
yeah.
than 50% of Star
For
Citizen's
the
existence.
majority, yeah.
Yeah, how long
At least
were you guys with
3/5 of the
INM?
time.
With who?
Who?
Oh, sorry.
I'm not really sure what that is.
What?
What's no, dude? Who the hell would name anything INN? It's just an inn. Ooh, let's go to the inn. Let's get our news from the
Holy
inn.
Oh my god, what have I done?
Why would you invent a name like that out of nowhere?
That's honestly retarded. You're the worst.
My bad. My bad. My bad. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother sitting up straight anymore. Cause fuck this shit.
I was always in favor of Desmarius News Network.
DNN.
That
DNN,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
DNN. I know the Relay website is finally getting some love, but will we see a redesign or just additional features and ease of use changes?
Option B.
B.
Yeah.
Not A.
Not A. B.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it work.
We
We're gonna
like
try-
it as it is in theory.
We
just
like it
want
as
to
it
work
is.
better.
We want stability, and
Stability,
we want
please.
control. We want to know what is there, what's being used. Because right now, honestly, we don't. None of us here are web gurus. We kind of rely on people like you. We here at Relay rely entirely on viewers like you.
We are space PBS.
Except you. Stop touching it, you'll go blind.
Wow.
How much has the changes to Patreon affected your team? Will you be staying with the platform or switching to another option for continued funding?
So
Actually, yeah, I heard about the Patreon changes.
the changes to Patreon have affected us very little. Our total funding has gone down by 4%.
Our patrons are kind of
Nope,
the best.
sorry, 2%. 2%. We've lost 2% of our funding. I think we're okay.
If
Wow,
at
that's
some
pretty
point,
good.
if at some point there's a mass migration over to something new, and if people ask us to go to something else instead of Patreon, we'll consider it. But
We don't want people to pay more than they need
we
to,
don't
obviously.
we don't want
Like-
people paying more than we need to. I personally would actually prefer that we pay the fees that you guys get to pay $1 and we pay any of the fees associated, because guess what? We're getting money from
Yeah.
it no matter what. It's basically free money for us. We're going to be doing this service regardless. Charging you guys to pay us seems personally to me to be stupid. But at the same time, until there is something better to go with, and until there's something more recognized and secure and standardized to go with, we're probably going to stick with Patreon, because Patreon is there and it's what we've been working. And a lot of people probably don't want to change their subs. Who knows? We want to stick with what's easiest for everyone. This
Dan
is
Grunland makes a really good point. 2% is like 2 billion.
not for us.
Dave, I think that's the only thing you've said today that I actually agree with.
Thank you.
You don't have to agree. I guess you're welcome, but
Thank
He
you.
has said your name. You don't agree with him?
what if Sixer's not my real name?
Wow.
I have said your name.
Did you? Oh, fuck.
I did
Yeah.
once.
No, I'm
Sorry.
drunk. I'm drunk.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. What is your minimum maximum expectations for Squadron 42 stream on the 21st? What's the bare minimum they need to show, and what would blow your socks off if they showed? I think we actually covered that.
Addressed
Can
most
I-
of it. We didn't really go
can I-
into stretch goals for the stream.
Can I answer
Go nuts,
this
go
one,
nuts,
or at least
go nuts.
start? Minimum is what we said before. Maximum, they release Squadron 42 next.
Really, it's
uh,
fucking
next
the whole
Thursday.
thing's
Oh.
out. Don't. It's not gonna happen.
Just
We don't
fucking-
think this is gonna
That's
happen.
It's maximum expectation.
That is the best we could possibly hope for.
It's
Yeah.
just this. It's just a blank. There's the loading screen.
Have
Citizen
no
logo.
Don't even have a live
expectations.
stream,
Have
just
no
go to a
expectations,
launcher.
and you
Yeah.
cannot be
It's
disappointed.
the Star Citizen logo, and it fades, and it's just crisp, disheveled, in like
box.
a sweater vest
What's
type thing.
where was that
Hey,
photo
guys,
taken of him?
It's done.
Like mid bong.
It's done.
Was that in
Go.
Dallas?
That was a Photoshop.
Oh fuck, that was so.
fucking
That
There
was
moron.
so
isn't
good,
actually
though.
a picture
That's
of
so
Chris
good,
Roberts
though.
ripping
Oh
a
my
bong.
God.
Sorry.
Okay, that's it. You're off. Leave.
No,
Sleep.
I just want that. Like, if that was just the loading screen, if it was just like that fucking Photoshop of Chris Roberts, like mid bong, just like staring off in his face. Oh my god.
Next
that was
question.
good.
Question.
Staring off into
How
space.
cut 'em off.
fucking hyped are you for this? As mentioned last week, the team are working on range-based update culling on the server to reduce the amount of processing on client side that came with increased player count and multiplayer. This is currently in QATR with the plan to run initial test and PTU this week. This is a big one. Once clients don't have to keep the whole universe simulated, we'll be free to use that huge resource drain on both CPU and network.
Whoa, isn't that one of the things that originally
You
said
don't
they,
have to read the whole thing, Buckethead. You can just summarize. Thanks for putting that at the
could've
very
said that.
end.
Yes.
That's
Bloody
awesome.
hell!
That's awesome. Isn't that one of the things that they said they was not going to be in 3.0?
It was, I don't know, range
No, it
based
was
culling?
post 3.0.
It was okay. Sorry, it's not bind unbind that they never said was going to be in 3.0, right?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. Yeah, I'm
So-
hyped for that.
No, we might actually see that hugely improve the
Holy
performance.
smokes! Yeah, that could be
Huge.
a big deal.
One of the reasons the performance sucks right now is there's some updates for the entire game that you're getting all the time as your individual PC.
Your
Okay.
client is
Just-
being updated on what's happening on a planet 200,000 kilometers away for no reason.
Okay, so remind me, is this the system where like you get pinged on the updates of a system like I don't know, I'm just gonna use small arbitrary measurements. 3 kilometers away, like every like 10 seconds, stuff that's going on like 300 meters away every 2
Okay.
That's a
seconds.
part of it, yeah.
Kin Shadow is a reliable source, and he says the picture of Chris Roberts with the bong is not a Photoshop.
It was
It
from
was-
the first Gamescom.
It was
meetup.
from the first Gamescom meetup.
Oh, that's so
not sure
good.
about
And it was a
I
hookah.
know Kin
It's a
Shadow's
hookah,
reliable and all,
and
but
he was smoking flavored tobacco, as I understand.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
Okay.
hookah. I thought it was a hookah.
I
or
might be
something.
thinking of a
That's-
different picture then.
That's the one I'm thinking
Okay.
of. It's the one with like him and a hookah.
Yeah,
and I
that's the
didn't.
one.
I
okay,
didn't
hookah's
assume.
not a bomb. Okay.
I didn't assume it was weed, everyone. But like,
All right.
Are you sure you didn't assume that?
look, don't
You insinuated.
Don't-
You insinuated.
Are you, David, are you impugning my motives?
Yes.
All right. Well, fair enough.
Can you go get me a beer?
Do you want one?
Yeah.
All right. I'm closest to the fridge.
And I learned something today. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Kin Shadow.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Wow.
It's. I mean.
That one. No, yeah, I was thinking of a different one. Okay, yeah. I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that.
that's real.
Yeah,
There's
that's real.
another-
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
wait.
yeah. Okay, got it.
We're good.
We good.
We're good.
We
Thank you,
good.
Kin Shadow. Haramis asks, "What should I ask if the answer to everything is 42?"
The question in the book that they turned out after getting generations and generations of the mice having run this program, the question turned out to be rather disappointingly, do you get it if you times 6 by 9?
That's
And I'm well aware
Node
of math,
40.
but I'm quoting the book.
No,
really? That's what it
I know.
says?
Yeah,
Is that in the first book or in one of the later ones?
that's the first.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I feel like I remember that. Okay.
They go back to Earth when it's in spoilers for this nearly 30-year-old book. They start drawing out Scrabble letters because they're trying to teach the cavemen to evolve, and because Arthur Dent was a product of the last cycle of the thing, in theory he should just be able to pick out random things and it would spell it out. And unfortunately, it literally asked the question, "Do you get it if you times 6 by 9?" And that seems to be the question.
I didn't know
Life.
that
No, that's not in the
And
first
everything.
book. That's in one of the later
It's not the
books.
first?
No, that's not in the first.
I read the
Okay.
first book many times, but not the other ones. Okay.
I've read up to So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Okay.
Okay. Node 40 asks, "How many of you have bought land claims? Why and why not?" Well, you have.
Fuck's sake.
You're the only
yeah.
fucker.
It's
Why is he a fucker?
okay. It's $50,
Everyone's a fucker.
and compared to getting another ship, it unlocks in a more interesting future game opportunity to me than $50 worth of ship would.
Stop being logical.
That's
Actually, that was sort of
continue.
That's it. That's
Like,
really
that's
it.
a good answer.
That's it. Like I would get I can do more with a 4x4 claim of legally owned and UEE protected land than I would from a $50 ship.
Do
I
you
can
get
a
to
lot with
choose
that.
what planet it's on?
Yeah.
No. Well, no. That's one thing
Um,
that's really important to understand about this mechanic is that you don't choose that now. You still
Yeah.
have to go through all the
Later.
in-game process of scouting a piece of land, exploring it, and then claiming
You get
it.
like pretty much a physical beacon that you plop in the ground, and then a four by
you can buy it in game.
yeah, but I mean you could buy all your existing ships in game. Also, everyone did. He said I can buy it in game.
Hey guys,
but I don't wanna
whatever
buy it
happened to
in-game.
LTI?
LTA doesn't matter.
Well,
doesn't
no,
matter.
it never has mattered.
They've always said
I mean,
doesn't
it is
matter.
what it is. I mean, if you value the fact that you will always have insurance on your ship, that's
Yeah.
great.
But 3 months
do.
is also 90 different played days of
yes.
insurance.
Played days. I thought it was
Not
I thought it was like
not-
calendar days, like
not
from
90.
the day of purchase.
No, it's every single day that you log in. It's not 90 times 24 hours. It's day 1 you play for 1 hour. That counts as a day. Day 2 you don't play as at all.
Doesn't count at all.
That doesn't count. Day 3 you'll be on your second day of insurance.
So when you get things like 5-year insurance, which they've had a couple times recently,
There was a
That's-
5-year?
yes,
Holy
it's
come
60-month
on.
insurance.
Come
So
on.
basically, it's lifetime.
Yeah,
effectively.
that's lifetime.
But I didn't get a land claim, but it was a close thing. I was back and forth about it many times. I think I'll have land claims in the game, because I think it would be a fantastic way to secure a mining claim.
Yeah.
To be like, holy crap, I found this. I'm gonna go claim this piece of land. I'm gonna put turrets all around it, and then I'm gonna sit my ass there and mine away.
All right,
you know?
so I'm gonna ask the Alberta question. If you own the land rights to something, do you own the mineral
Yes,
rights
you do.
as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
See,
that's
I
one of the
already
really
had
big.
land claims before they brought these sticks out in the form of torpedoes that I can launch from orbit to destroy anyone else's settlement and then go, it's mine, that is.
Well, if they don't have a UEE land claim on it, then that is kind of how it is.
Yeah.
That's how the lore works in Star Citizen. Everyone has weapons, and everyone is expected that they can use them. And
So here's a question. What if you're not logged in when somebody discovers your land and they're like, that guy's got a fucking
You better
mineral
have some
deposit
defenses.
of X?
if you don't have a land claim, then they can just destroy your
can
shit, and there's not much legal recourse that's going to
If you
happen.
have a land claim, basically what it can be is they can destroy your ship and try to start using it, and then you can go to the UE and be like, hey, this land's mine, this person's attacking it.
Life's going to become very hard for that person.
Okay, so if I like log out of the game on like a Thursday and I just happen to be at my settlement, which is on planet X, and somebody discovers planet X and they're like, that motherfucker right there has that mineral resource that I want very badly. And it looks like I've got a good chance of defeating his defenses, and I'm gonna fucking take it. He takes it. I log in the next Thursday after the Saturday or something where he or she logs on and fucking fucks up my shit. Like, where am I?
That is a
Am
question.
I in a death of a spaceman situation then?
That is a question we don't have an answer to at this point. That is sort of that's going to come with the design. later.
Like Rudy points out, the UEE will actually be alerted if they even attack your space.
Yes.
But like, if the place if Tom's bed is destroyed, what happens?
Yeah,
Well,
like
no.
a Minecraft situation. What if my bed is destroyed?
Yeah.
I think what may happen if you're logged out, I'm just guessing here, so don't take this as gospel. I am not a CIG developer, despite what people have said.
Disclaimer. The views expressed by Relay staff do not signify approval by CIG, even though they should.
So what I'm guessing will happen if you are not logged in but you logged out in that bed is that you will just spawn at the last place that you were before that, and you won't have died.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
That is my guess. If you're standing in your little mining shack there, mining away, and somebody nukes your crap from orbit, you're dead.
Okay, we got to move on because
So,
we've answered like 4 questions and there's like 30.
4 million.
Cyberwolf74, as of yesterday, report 3.0 is now feature locked. What do you give CIG chances of releasing live 3.0 this year, or will we just get PTU released to all? Probably PTU released to all.
Yeah.
Basically give them a 5% chance of making it to live before December 31st.
Zero.
I'd say 25%.
0.
They might just say fuck it, like they did for 1.0, I think, and 2.0 kind of actually. Just
2.0 definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, although
It didn't work though.
If it's-
they ended up having to come on over the holidays to get it working for January.
Yeah.
0. If you have no expectations, you can't be disappointed.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise15 asks, what do you
name.
think are the biggest challenges holding back Star Citizen from a faster development schedule? Trying to
Feature
make a
creep.
good game.
Feature creep.
Trying to make a good game.
Pipelines.
A lot of the technical work, like 64-bit floating point units, serialized networking, I mean, it's not in and of itself new, but using them the way they're using them, combining them together is quite new. And then you chuck in all these extra, but basically they are not doing this the easy way. They are not cutting corners. If you see a character, that character is physically rendered. If he's doing an animation, you're seeing exactly the same thing as him. There is, that's the unified animation system, which is a complete fucking nightmare for them to work with. But they've decided to do this because long term, it's just going to be easier rather than doing, say, the way Battlefield does it, where it just fakes it. It's just a lot of, we haven't combined all of these before.
Confirmed.
And we need to figure out how to combine all of these before. It's like the first time someone made a cake, they need to figure out exactly what the perfect amount of margarine is, the perfect amount of sugar before they can get their sweet, icy goodness.
What?
Margarine, darling.
All right.
Darling.
You know what? It's all right. Just let it go, man.
Go for it,
Just let
man.
it go.
Cyberwolf asks, after the latest patch, which fixed the Gravlev on the space bikes, has anyone tried out the Nox or Dragonfly?
No.
I have not.
Haven't had time to play this week. It's been slightly busy. Rudy asks, is it acceptable to blow up a relay ship as long as they're reporting on the effects of their ship being blown up?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
If Eris is piloting it, yes.
Yes.
This sets a dangerous precedent. I say no.
Yeah, no. Dangerous precedent. No, we will never report. Here at Relay, we do not report on the effects of ships being blown up. Period. We Hamster the First asks, do you think 3.0 will go live before the end of the year? And do you think that CIG will be able to stick to their planned quarterly release schedule?
No and no.
And yes. Thank
No
you.
and no.
Exactly.
Quarterly.
No and yes.
Yeah, I'm
No
going
and
with
no.
no and no as well.
No and yes.
I'm saying no and no. Not a terrible no for the quarterly releases, but
Dave-
like I'm expecting 3.
David,
expecting
like
3 next
if
I'm saying
past
yes.
performance is
faith.
representative of future performance, then you have to accept that CIG is just not capable of sticking to a schedule.
No, I
If
don't.
we get 4
Tom-
patches next year, it's a bonus. If
Thi-
we get more than 1, we did better than we did this year.
I don't have to accept anything. I can always be positive.
Always look on the bright side of life. Do. All right, let's continue.
Schmo asks, what features are we missing currently in 3.0?
So Joe,
No
we're
jank.
missing.
That's what we're missing. No jank. We're missing the no jank.
Yeah, basically. I think
performance.
I think all the things that we kind of wanted to be in there are in there. At least recently wanted to be in there. Basically, just needs to get stable, polish and performance and optimization.
Is jank polish?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay.
bug fixing.
All right.
Brivals asks, not to be that guy, but wasn't 3.0 feature locked earlier this summer?
Was it?
No.
That's a good question.
Doesn't-
I don't have an answer for that. I want
don't think so.
someone to fact check this. If like after this podcast, someone can fact check whether it was feature locked earlier this summer or not,
That'd
and
be
they're
awesome.
just re-releasing that as
I
like
don't-
we hope they forgot.
They do sometimes try to pull things like that. So I mean, maybe, but
Look,
I don't
not-
remember
not
them
Maybe
to-
they're
feature
just
locked.
reminding people.
Not to-
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, like
Rock and Anchor asks, do you think that CIG will continue releasing single-player story games in the Star Citizen universe after Squadron 42 and its sequels are complete? Yes.
Yes.
They've actually already announced that. So there's
Yes.
Squadron 42 and its 2 sequels that are currently planned. And Chris has said that after the trilogy, essentially, there's a plan of, what was it, one every 2 years
I
after
believe
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one
Would
a
you-
year.
50 years from now, they're going to start releasing single player games every 2.
No, we know the Squadron is basically
And the pessimism's
you
back.
in the Unity Navy versus the Vandal. How would you feel if they did another game where you were playing the Vandal?
So here's what I actually kind of want.
That'd be cool.
It's like a StarCraft.
it would be cool. Shiver, you're absolutely right. That would be cool. But like, how long is that going to take them to get to that point?
Well, they
Not
have
that much because they'll already like have the ships and
Yeah.
stuff.
And the
like-
If Squadron's already out the door, then they've already got all the assets to go. They just need to sit down, write the story, and
That's the
assemble
hope.
it.
That's the hope. That's
they
the
have
hope.
talked about eventually they may allow people to play other races in Star Citizen, and that would be a good
I think they'll-
single player that would open that to squad. Like you buy
Exactly.
that single player expansion, and it unlocks other races in Star Citizen, because they are going to need ways to make money past launch, right? And adding new races to Star Citizen, in my mind at least, would be a worthwhile, like this is a purchasable.
I know a lot of people love to play like a Banu.
Yeah.
But
So
so
I
they've stuck to their policy of not having any content pay only.
they have. So I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if that'll be their model.
I don't know if it will be. I personally would be okay with that kind of a
I
model.
think
That's a pretty fundamental gameplay difference. I don't think people would be happy with
We'll
that.
see.
I wouldn't be happy
Look,
with
man,
that.
What I would
everybody devolves into loot crates eventually.
That's not a loot crate. That's anyway. I kind of I'd be okay. Anyway, Haramis asks, what do you think is too much Squadron 42? Trailer, intro gameplay, vertical slice gameplay through the whole first chapter.
Too much would be showing stuff that's bad. Like if they start reaching and showing, oh, we also have this. It's not quite ready yet. We're still kind of working on it, and it's total shit. Then please don't show that. You know, we
If
we
it
kind of have to be shown stuff that's good.
if it crashes midway through the demo, maybe they shouldn't show that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad PR.
I think too much Squadron is gameplay spoilers, or no gameplay spoilers, story.
Sorry,
spoilers.
yeah, right. That's
big spoiler.
yeah.
Big stories for the
Ghost says that in Vandal 42 there's no translator. You're killed 3 minutes in for insubordination and insulting the leader's mate. End credits.
There you go. That's a quick game.
I'd like that.
Like
That's
I'm
good.
okay
Yeah.
with it.
Cool.
Brivals asks, what do you think that the overall quality of the holiday live stream will be?
9 on 10.
12 on 10.
7.5.
Is this a
On
scale?
4.
Are we accepting the scale out of 10 model? Okay, 3 out of 10. What was that awful live stream? Was that the holidays?
That was
That was a holiday stream
That was the
last year.
holiday stream last year. Yeah, I'm not
That's a
expecting
theoretical
anything.
0. Like
That's
that one.
no,
That's
that was
All right, then I'm expecting a theoretical 3 based on.
that made me remove my bow ties.
4 months.
You see, everyone complains about it. That was a 10 for me last year. That was a perfect 10.
Because of the
Shiver,
positive
you're
change.
fired.
Because it was so entertainingly awful.
Do you enjoy embarrassment humor, Shiver?
No, it had a lot of Melissa Estrada on it. So
Oh my
right, that's
goodness.
why. That's why I
10
forgot.
out of
it.
10.
Oh my goodness.
Hello?
She was on it a lot though.
Hello?
Something wrong with the microphone?
Apparently.
Tap on it.
Hello?
Is there?
Hello?
Oh, I can see it working.
Hello?
I'm confused. Oh, it auto muted. It auto muted again. What the hell?
I have been auto-muted.
Welcome back.
There you go.
Hi, I'm back.
I have to kind of stop it from doing that.
Okay.
All right.
Are you back now?
Actually, I know how to fix
Am I
that.
back? Am I back?
I'm gonna fix that right now, guys.
You're going to fix something? Oh my,
fix it.
doing it live.
Oh boy, Shiver can't hear us.
Moving on. Brivals asks, what are your plans next year for Relay? Do you actually think that we're organized enough to have plans for the next year? Because that is
the next week yet.
We plan to continue to exist.
we will exist. Actually, no. I do have plans to start streaming once a week some Star Citizen. I'm only going to stream Star Citizen. It's going to be at least once a week, and we're going to start actually playing Star Citizen on the Relay Twitch.
You're gonna start playing what? Sorry. Star Citizen? Yeah. Oh fuck! Sorry. Oh, I'd zoned out. This is where he fucking decks me, everybody.
I'm wondering whether it's worse to hit you with an empty bottle or pour a drink over your head.
I think we should
Pouring the drink because they have to clean up the mess.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
This is his apartment, so.
But the blood from the nose that I broke.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you're worried about personal
But
consequences,
that would like stain the floors permanently, so like you have to
That's true.
change
I'd
out
have
the
to- I'd have to
floorboards. So
move-
that's your problem.
Yeah.
That's
So that's a
true.
win for me.
Good point. Fucking clowns. Brivals asks, what would be the point of a demo for Squadron 42? A demo is mostly meant for marketing and would only benefit.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I missed Hermes's. Would only benefit the people who are not patient enough to wait. I think I don't know. I don't really want a demo, to be honest.
I want a demo.
I don't want it to be playable till it's.
Okay,
We
We don't
okay,
need
so,
one. We don't need
So
one.
like scale of like what's at the top of my list of what I want from like whatever they announced through Christmas. I want a demo, and if I can't get that, I want a someone from the dev team playing through the first chapter.
We've gotten that a number of times, but I don't
Not
want.
for Squadron. We haven't.
No.
Sorry, I meant for Squadron.
Yeah.
I want a Squadron 42 like playthrough of the first chapter.
Okay. Haramis asks, what's your favorite Squadron 42 actor so far?
If your answer is not Gary Oldman, you're kicked
Mark
off.
Hamill.
Liam Cunningham's good too. Like we got lots of crazy talent. Like it's
Gillian Anderson.
Wow, we actually got different answers from everybody.
Shiver?
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, Adam White. All right.
Or Rona Murta. But
Nah,
leaning
Gillian
towards
Anderson. Fucking take that back. Gillian Anderson. Shiver, I'm
Gillian
coming back
Anderson
on
and
Relay just
Final
for you.
Answer Press.
Dave, you should actually have me and Shiver on more often.
Shiver's on every single friggin' week.
All right,
You
maybe,
understand? Shiver is equivalent to me
Yeah.
on being on as often. It's only you that aren't around enough
Oh,
for me
yeah,
to
it's-
have you on
it's-
more.
it's 'cause
it's stupid.
it's because I refuse.
Yeah.
And could you wonder?
because I have better things to do. Right.
Nitro
I have a
Typebot
life.
asks, "Where's my game?"
Nice question.
That's a great question, David. Sorry, let me.
Nitro
That was
Type
Nitro
It.
Type It. Yeah, Nitro Type It. That's a fantastic question. So where's the game?
Rudy
next question
asks,
comes from
"Are
Rudy.
you hoping that Chris comes out in cosplay of a Squadron 42 character?"
Yes.
As
Yes.
long as there's no more like fake acting and stuff, and
No,
that's the
no,
only
no.
shtick that's in,
No,
I
no.
would accept it. It may
Fucking
even
holiday
be
live stream.
entertaining.
Holiday live stream. Chris Roberts comes out in a Fox onesie. I'm fucking set.
Wow.
The rest of that.
Wow.
The rest of that live
Wow.
stream or whatever they do, it could just be like a pre-recorded
That's
video.
also spit take.
That's it. That's what they do. If Squadron is too too unstable this year, all they need to do is get Chris to dress up in the box from Gamescom and come on the stream and just be like,
Ooh.
"Hi everyone."
Ghost asks a question in chat that I kind of like. So when's the Shiver and Sixer Fixer wedding?
Wow.
Whenever I go to the UK.
Good. Haramis,
Is gay marriage legal in the UK?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
it's a valid question.
All right.
Apparently,
You could come to Canada. I mean, it's legal here, but yeah.
it's been legal here forever.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So
Forever.
10 years, 11 years?
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah.
just about
fair
the
enough.
longest in the world, actually. Haramis asks,
If it doesn't work out next year with the missus, you know I'm coming.
sweet, get married and you can move here as a legal citizen.
There you go. We can import a Shiver.
Sweet.
You know what? A UK passport is so much more valuable than a Canadian one,
It's
though.
true.
Yeah.
Gets you so many more
But
places.
not for long,
Live
though.
in the fucking UK.
Oh, yeah.
Not for long. It's not part of the EU anymore.
The EU. Fuck. Yeah, right.
Brexit.
Mhm.
Haramis asks, are we expecting some single player specific cool tech? Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't.
Yes.
What would you expect out of a
so.
single player tech that you wouldn't expect in
What
Star
I
Citizen?
expect that we will see in the single player is at least one specific segment of the game where you're stealthing to a point and then you do like a walk along a ship with like mag boot kind of things, but that tech will not exist in Star Citizen.
You mean it'll precede its introduction to Star Citizen? It'll have to be in Star Citizen.
They
Mag
so far
boots?
they've said that's not something that they're going to be able to do.
Because of multiplayer code?
No, because of the complexity of.
Oh, you mean it would be
planning out-
totally scripted?
It would be totally scripted.
So it's not a technology.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's something I expect to see in Squadron that we won't see in
There you
Star
go.
Citizen.
I don't think there'll be any
Like-
tech that's
I don't
different.
know, for an Idris, like, how are you going to do external repairs without mag boots? It's going to be a pain in the ass. As the ship's moving and turning and stuff, I'm expecting mag boots. I'm expecting mag boots. I want my mag boots.
They'll probably fix it at some point.
I wonder
Be
what-
Well, if we were able to do it, we thought we couldn't.
Actually, what I'd like is if you could, like lock your thrusters to it, like bind it to a ship's movement,
That'd
so
be
you
cool.
automatically move relative to the ship.
Ooh,
That'd be neat.
that's spicy.
That'd be neat. I mean, yeah.
Here's my question: what would the G's be like on the outside of a ship like that if you were able to lock your movements to the ship's
Pretty
movements?
intense.
Well,
They'd be a
depends
special
what
kind
ship
of
it is.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Okay, Agent 1213 asks, what do you guys think the final price of the Orion is going to be?
$4.7 million.
800.
I'd say 500.
800.
550. Yeah, 500.
550, yeah.
Do you want to
Project
go
Cyn-
higher? Do you want to go lower?
We got 500 gold ones. Project Synthesis is going to ask how many.
Sorry, what's
times the front is-
$800? Like fucking 450 pounds or something?
Canadian dollars or US dollars?
Canadian. Sorry, I'm thinking Canadian.
We're talking about US.
It's about
Citizenships are in US. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. So
Right,
yeah,
sorry, it's 275.
800 Canadian would
originally,
be
Ryan?
about 600 American. So whatever that is in pounds.
I mean, we could look it up, or we could move on to the next question.
I don't
Next
know.
question.
Ignore
I
this.
don't know. It's your podcast. Like, I don't
Yeah,
give a
so I'm
fuck.
going to move on to the next question. It's why I was trying to do this in a gentlemanly
on, we
manner
only got half an hour.
to not impugn on your complete and utter unreliability. Project Sinus asks, when do you think the Squadron 42 hype train starts? Probably immediately after the holiday stream. Honestly.
No, the Squadron 42 hype train started about 4 years ago.
Okay, it's currently
and then
stalled.
and then it
It's
stalled.
lost somewhere
It's
in
getting
Siberia.
a new engine. They're installing a new engine And the engine will be installed for the holiday live stream.
All right. So when do you think the engine's going to be reinstalled?
Holiday live stream.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the holiday live stream will reinvigorate the hype for Squadron 42.
I hope so, but no. No.
We don't
But
know.
you're also predicting
Again,
a 3 on 10
12
stream.
days.
So.
I am. Yeah.
Agent 1213 asks, will lighting be added to ship interiors? They're too dark.
They
I agree.
fucking are
They
too dark,
really
aren't
are.
they? But
I
weren't they doing something? So not only you're going to get interior lighting, but you can customize the lighting, and it changes as well to depend on the alert status. So if you want to have, instead of red alert, mauve alert,
they have said they did say that in an ATV. Yes.
Code fuchsia.
I think mauve alert is when you spill a drink.
Yeah.
you sure you want us to go to red alert? Because that does mean changing the bulb.
Rock and Anchor asks, when Star Citizen is successful, do you think we'll see other game developments let loose and not be restricted by publishers?
Yes.
That's one of Chris's big things. Like, he wants to prove for everyone that this model is
I
feasible.
don't think he's proving that right now.
Because the game isn't out yet.
It hasn't failed
That's
yet, though.
that's my.
And it hasn't failed yet.
What do you? All right. So follow up questions. What do you consider success for Star Citizen, and what do you consider failure for Star Citizen?
Commercial success is success.
Commercial success? Like, I think he's reached commercial success then, because like
After the product's released.
after the project is released, then okay,
Mm-hmm.
because he's already made he just made just a hairs over $8 million
But the project
in the
isn't
last.
profitable
It's not done yet. It's
Well,
not-
profitability
it's
is a
a-
hard thing to measure, but like they're gonna keep spending money on development until
over
it ramps
400
down
people.
after the game launches.
Okay, then I think
Sustained commercial success.
but-
How about that?
but what I think you're
Rude.
rude. Then I think your measure of success is a moving goalpost. Then.
Oh yeah,
And
Star
that
Citizen is- yeah.
failure can never catch up to that moving goalpost then, because if you have a criteria
Well-
that it meets or doesn't meet.
If they hit the point where they can't pay their staff anymore, that is
All right,
like
well,
if they become bankrupt, that is pretty objective failure.
In terms
To
of
the question, though, isn't it kind of? I don't think it's just thanks to Star Citizen right now, but hasn't the whole crowdfunding thing been quite successful? If you look on Steam
That's a
right now, there's
success.
a lot of one-man developers who have
that's
successfully
100%
released
a
the game.
success.
Yeah, there's the rise of the indies, right? Like it happened in music first, and then it hit video games in the last
You never heard of anything like that 7 years ago. That was a rare, quirky thing. If it was
Also-
like one-man development team,
Like Minecraft was a phenomenon because of its grassroots, and now
Actually, you know what?
it's
Yeah, I
but
think,
like,
I think
thinking
probably
about
Minecraft was probably where it started. Actually,
Yeah.
really.
Mine-
Minecraft is a good place to like sort of map the start
Witcher.
of individual.
what?
Witcher.
Oh, for cast.
Witcher 1 wasn't
It's an indie game.
an indie game, though, was it? They had
Witcher-
a third-party
the company's
publisher.
old.
But they do it themselves.
Yeah.
They do now,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know if they did with the
They
original.
did it
Witcher.
themselves.
I don't know what
in
their
the
funding
original one,
source
yeah.
was.
Oh,
they?
they did other things. They were a company that evolved out of.
They were a
Okay,
company that
thanks.
evolved out of a thing that sold games.
Okay,
wasn't it?
here we go. Here's a
I think
60-second
God
rundown
came
on CD Projekt Red. The reason they're called CD Projekt Red in
It's because they
Poland
have-
you couldn't get games,
Yeah.
so they had to. It wasn't illegal. They basically brought games in from outside and they redistributed them within Poland with their own like branding and stuff. And so that was what they did for many years. And then they were like, hey, maybe we should make our own game. And then they made
They turned out to be
Witcher.
extremely good at it.
They are their own. Like they're not reliant on a publisher.
They're indie, yeah.
They are
They
technically indie.
self-publish, yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
self-published.
self-published.
Yeah. And they actually
Valve.
Yep.
Actually,
Valve-
Half-Life 2
Valve
was distributed by EA. No, physically distributed.
physically,
The
but
physical copies, but the actual publishing and the funding was all
Yeah.
Valve. They were able to enable through Steam.
it's not. Star Citizen isn't even the game that started. I think like the first kickstarted game that I can think of was actually There's No Time to Explain, which was by
That was
Well, then you better hurry up.
2012-ish too, eh?
yeah. But it was before Star Citizen. Then Star
Yeah.
Citizen came out. Elite, all the others. But
One of
I
the
mean, Star Citizen still has to prove itself. But Star Citizen is honestly quite different from any other crowdfunded game.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing
different.
else has made this kind of money. You've got tons of other crowdfunded games that are out there. You've got, I mean, there's Project Illyria.
I don't think you want to list all the.
No, I can't.
Crowdfunded games.
But Star Citizen is the only one that has gotten this kind of success. So even if Star Citizen succeeds or fails, it's actually probably not going to matter much in the overall crowdfunding of games, because Star Citizen is a completely different beast. What matters more is the smaller games, the ones that ask for $1 million and then fail and never release something. Those have a bigger effect on crowdfunded games, on no publisher games, than Star Citizen ever will, because those are the ones that are setting the trend of, if you're only asking for $1 million and you can't make your game for that and you fail and the people never get anything, that is what people think of for crowdfunding, not Star Citizen, because Star Citizen's not part of it anymore.
Well, Star Citizen is still that is an unresolved issue for a lot of people. People either think that it is a scam or it is just at least unproven at this point. Star Citizen is not out yet. We are anticipating and hoping that it will be a success story.
But it's also one of the few that maybe it's not out yet, but there are not even weekly, daily updates about.
That's the other thing. I think Star Citizen's combination of scale and openness of its development. That's what's really unprecedented here.
It's the scale that's really the thing. That's one thing I don't think people quite grasp from outside the Star Citizen community, because it's sort of people know it exists, but it's just sort of on the periphery. The scale of Star Citizen is just not. It is stupid. It's probably the number one thing that is different from other games. There are no games that have this kind of scale. There just aren't. They don't exist. Because yes, you get Elite or you get No Man's Sky that have billions of stars, but
this one has the fidelity.
The level of detail is a big difference. There's great detail from the tiniest thing in Star Citizen to the largest thing.
People to Planet.
Except People to Planet. It's a great example. And so I think that's a big difference. I don't know if it's going to have a lasting effect in the way that we expect a whole bunch more games to come around with $170 million of funding from the community.
That might not happen again for a while.
What I think it has had already a huge impact on, because this is how I found it originally, was, I got to tell you, in 2012, there were no space games that were good. They just didn't exist.
Yeah,
no one was making them. It was a dead genre. No one was making them. No one cared. I literally went out asking, what's the best space game to play right now that's it's like a space sim. And basically people went, well, unless you're going to play X3, which is super crappy, you basically are going back to playing Freelancer, which is 10 years old.
And that's what I was doing too at the same time. I was like, I want to play Freelancer again. Is there an updated Freelancer?
It was still running, and it still is running. Yeah. But it's not updated. It's just
Okay, I want to get to some of the next questions, because we gotta go on.
Yeah.
Per Capita Live asks, how do you feel about ship reworks? The Cutlass seems to have pleased a lot of people, but we also run the risk of some ships being changed for the worse against hopes or expectations. Do you have opinions on completing reworks but turning those into variants instead of keeping the same base ship? What ships not currently scheduled for rework would you like to see? Okay, ships not currently scheduled for rework that need a fucking rework. Freelancer number one, the only one. Freelancer needs a rework.
It was already reworked.
Yeah, it needs another rework.
It's just because the Cutlass is bigger than it?
Yes, because the Cutlass is fucking bigger than it. That's the entire point of the Freelancer and the Cutlass.
But the Cutlass was actually forked, turned into the Buccaneer, which represents the old Cutlass size, which will... The thing is, the main thing is the price of the Cutlass hasn't changed yet. The Cutlass is now a $150 ship.
Yeah, it's a Freelancer ship, but not the Freelancer. So everyone got the Cutlass at the lower.
Not in the same class as the Freelancer anymore. That's where the confusion comes from. The Cutlass isn't the old Cutlass. It is it has changed too much to be the same ship, if you ask me.
Except it's less expensive than the Freelancer and does more.
Like
than
I
the Freelancer.
just said, they have to update the price.
Or they update the Freelancer. There is right now almost no point.
The
to
Freelancer
buying
is great as it is.
As what?
As it is. It can haul, but the thing is, it has to be cheaper than the Cutlass. It has to be in the same price bracket as the Buccaneer and not the Cutlass.
Yeah, so drop the price of the Freelancer?
No, raise the price of the Cutlass.
Okay.
Is the Freelancer the worst game in the
Worst what?
worst ship in the game?
Right
No,
now?
not even slightly.
Right now?
No.
No,
What's
it's,
worse?
It's good shit.
What's worse? Most of them.
The
All
Hornet?
of the 300 series.
The 300,
Yeah, 300 series.
Yeah, but the 300
I wanna
is
see that
getting-
rework.
I want to see
I
that
wanna see
rework
that
as well.
so
That's the
badly.
rework that's going to
But
be.
that's the
Holy
thing.
shit.
The 300 is getting its rework. I don't want to talk about ships that are getting their rework.
As
that
long as
we
you can
know.
stand up straight in it now, I'll be happy.
Yeah. But I personally still
Wait
think...
a minute. Do they have like hunched over mechanics?
Yes,
Because I
they
think
do.
that would
There's
be pretty,
actually a hunched over animation. There
Oh, yeah.
always pretty much always has been in the 300 series.
Avenger uses
I
it
think
as
that's
well.
pretty cool
Avenger,
actually.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I will say that I do really want reworks to be done, but the older, like I would love to see the old Freelancer fitted up and finished for, and used as, oh, it's the 2935 Freelancer, right?
Something like that.
Like,
yeah.
and they've talked about this before. They've talked about how there will be kind of yearly updates to ships. I hope that they still include the old Hornet before it got its rework as well. Like, rework them, but also finish the old stuff so it's a different model. It's a different
wait a minute.
ship.
Question: in the last 6 months that I haven't really been paying attention, has there been a massive update to the Hornet?
Not massive.
Not
it's the
massive,
same
it's just been-
size, but it looks better.
Yeah,
Looks
Yeah.
that's all.
okay.
Brybase asks, so we heard on the last ATV that the main missions with Eckhart and Ruto are being tested separately to integrate with the live build. Do you think this was intentional to avoid Wave 1 testers spoiling them? Do you think that they'll do the same thing for waves of future builds?
No, I think they're just testing them internally and separately because they are broken until they're released.
Yeah.
Our Holiday asks, Six Seven Caps, Nakara, Eris, and Sixer Fixer are in an Andromeda, and Shiver attacks with his hammerhead. Eris wore a peach bow tie, which is close enough to a red shirt, so he accidentally walked out the airlock 20 minutes before the battle. Six F's and Caps gets blown out of the ship when Shiver fires a missile, and only one escape pod is working. What do Nakara and Sixer do?
Breaching pod. Fucking go over to Shiver's ship and fucking kick the shit out of him man to man.
Just like you
And I'll stay back on the ship and watch.
You.
All right.
Nuir
Good
asks,
question.
what is the one Star Citizen feature that you think should be a priority for CIG in 2018?
Feature, not fix. Feature.
Mining.
Mining's good, but not fundamental.
Mining's fundamental.
I want to mine.
To the game right now.
Yes, mining is the most important thing in the game.
Organizations.
Multi-crew activities.
Subsumption.
Well, it's not. It's already in. It's
Oh,
not gonna be a new feature.
Is it really in though?
It's in. It's
NPCs
broken.
just staring at walls like
It's in, but it's broken.
Yeah. So I guess if you want to frame it that way. It's hard to distinguish features from fixes at this point for a lot of things.
Well,
in terms
except
of
for, like, the
features,
professions that are easily
Salty.
identifiable as not being in.
yeah, true. Yes, yeah.
Nothing. You missed something.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Mayonnaise 15 asks, what crazy thing would you like to do in Squadron 42? Example, get in a fist fight with Mark Hamill, Barnstorm, and Idris.
These questions
Oh
are
my
much
God.
better than usual. Holy crap!
Yeah,
Good job,
you guys have
Just
actually-
killing it.
Oh my
stepped
god,
up.
what I wouldn't
They
give
have to
to
offer
punch
them $1
Mark Hamill in his
Yeah, right.
fucking
But the
smug
good
ass
questions, not
face.
garbage. Man.
Fuck Luke Skywalker.
The views the views expressed by Sixer
Relay
Fixer
does not endorse
do not signify the views held by the rest of
Holy
Relay
shit.
staff or Relay as an organization.
Man, what I wouldn't give to be fucking Mark Hamill's fucking daddy. Oh
his
my
daddy?
god.
What? That's not what he said.
No, to be his fucking daddy.
That's not what you said.
That
That
is
is
what I
Clearly
said.
has some
said.
Freudian
You
slips.
misheard.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
I think you heard what you wanted to hear there.
David hears what he
Okay,
wants to
let's
hear,
go.
folks.
Smoking 777. Do you think CIG will expand to use their engine for other games? Flight sims come to mind. People pay thousands to get their flight sims, meshes, textures, etc., looking like CESC's planetary tech.
Here's what happens in
don't
the
think
darkest
I don't think they'll
timeline.
expand their own
So
company to do
CIG
that.
fails.
That's what they're asking.
Company,
And
sorry.
the same thing that happened to what's the Germany studio? Germany.
Frankfurt.
They did the game, the engine.
Oh, you mean Crytek?
Crytek. Okay. So in the darkest timeline, CIG fails, and the Crytek / CIG / Star Citizen stuff all gets bought out, and that's how that technology all gets passed on to a different game. Next question.
So
Can I
I
just
do
point out one
expect.
thing?
I do expect that one source of revenue for Star Citizen is going to be licensing their
Yeah.
engine tech.
Yeah.
Because a lot of their
I-
engine tech is owned by them.
I just want to point out that engine is not the same as graphics.
No.
Elder Scrolls 5 runs on the same engine as Elder Scrolls 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are graphically extremely different. Just because something runs on the same engine doesn't mean you're going to get the same graphics. That's an entirely different.
You would be able to get things like extremely large play spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like use the
Yes.
64-bit tech to get large play spaces.
Star Engine
So-
has a lot of important things.
Yes.
Features that could be very well used by totally different games. by other
Preachman
developers.
asks, do you think that the most important tech remaining is server meshing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
is server meshing?
So currently you can have 50 players on a server. That's the whole universe, right?
Okay.
But they might only ever get to 100 or 1,000 players on a server. But they'll have
How many
like,
ships does that handle?
That's something to be
That's-
determined. We don't know the
but,
exact.
but just let me finish my explanation here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
server meshing basically will be like, well, we really, really want all those people to still be in the same universe. So what they'll do is they'll actually have like, okay, we can only handle 100 players on a server. That they'll have the universe as one whole thing, and then they'll have many, many, many servers handling their individual players, and they'll all be meshed together
Okay.
into one universe. So they're all playing together, even though, and it should be, if it works, invisible to the player. You should never know that you're not on the same server as your buddy who's like on the other planet over there. So,
How many servers does that take, though?
probably thousands, I would imagine.
Well,
it's
a
all-
server
Yeah, but
isn't really
technically
a
in Star
thing.
Citizen case,
also.
And it's
no
also
physical
all
Wait a
over the
minute.
cloud.
Sorry, Shiver, say again.
Yeah, go ahead, Shiver.
In Star Citizen's case, there are no physical servers. It's running in the cloud.
It's totally virtualized. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all virtualized. So that was actually their deal with Amazon. Oh, part of their deal with Amazon was that they're using Amazon Web Services, their server architecture.
Cool.
So that's what the server meshing is. They are not the first game to suggest it. They are one of the first games to try to actually implement it. It's basically trying to solve that problem. Like we don't know if we're ever going to get to have 1 million players in a server. So what do we do? You know, besides just having different, besides instancing, which is an old MMO technology, and I don't think they want to avoid doing that.
Okay.
Because then you disconnect the players from each other. So
But at the same time, like, what if Port Olisar is like, you know, it's the most important place in the game pretty much now. But later on, it won't be. But like, I mean, what if it winds up being to the point where there's actually like 5,000 people in Port Olisar right now? That would have to be instanced. But I think
That would have to be instanced.
But that would be
no,
a dynamic instancing
Yeah,
based
there's
on
no
who your
cons-
friends are, who you might be interested in seeing.
and they're still
those
talking about doing that.
yeah.
yeah, just like there's no conceivable technology in the next 15 years that can do 5,000 players.
You
No,
cannot.
no.
You can't imagine what will happen in 15 years because 15
Well-
years ago we had what fucking
Okay,
Liero.
well, hang on.
And Worms?
Battlefield 1942 had 64 players. 64 players is still,
It's still
for
a
many
standard.
games, a
It's
high
still
limit.
it's still the standard.
We don't. But okay. The real point is we don't want to see 5,000 people crowding Port
No,
Olisar
you
because
don't.
it'll be a nightmare.
No, that is a situation where they'll do the dynamic instance and
Yeah.
they'll double it. But but that actually won't happen as much with Star Citizen simply because the enormous amount of space.
So huge.
That is, and I don't think people actually understand until they actually play.
You don't get it until you play.
It's just huge.
I tried explaining it to someone who hadn't played. It's like how do you explain that it's not even that you haven't seen another ship. It's that there's almost no way for you to see another ship unless you're meeting at the same mission marker. Like
that's something I'd like them to fix.
But how? How do you fix it? Because there's just
long range sensors.
We need the sensor tech, but even sensor tech
You know what, that's something I hadn't really thought about. Sensor tech. That's like
it's a thing.
That's a big part of the game.
Really,
actually.
really.
It's actually in the game kind of right now. Like the sensors, like the infrared and the electromagnetic emissions are
the basis of it is.
That'll let you know. Oh, there's someone way over there, but all we actually get is this little tiny triangle on my view screen. I can't fucking see them because there's so space. You don't see shit in space.
No, that's exactly true.
Fucking
but your sensors do. That's the point.
That's right.
But that's it. So only your sensors will know where things are.
And even in Star Citizen, they're fudging it somewhat because like the only time you get an asteroid field in space, as far as we're aware, is in rings around worlds.
Like Ghost says, he AFK'd on a moon for 2 hours and didn't see another person.
Yeah.
And I did the same. Like I sat there at an outpost on a moon for half an hour. And didn't see.
Are you guys playing the PTU then?
Yeah.
Though?
So
how many players have access to the PTU?
50 players in a server.
50 players in a server.
So. How many players were on that server?
50.
The thing is, though, you wouldn't see. That's
but
what I wanted.
50. Sorry.
What I wanted to say is what happens now is not what's going to happen in the future because the server meshing, which is actually the question, like you will actually be able to see all that 1 million, 2 million, 5 million players. So you might not have as much of the I haven't seen anybody in a week problem.
Hopefully.
Now, right now, you're really unlikely to see another person because you have this enormous play space and there's 50 people. So,
it's 50 people in a space, like several thousand times the size of Skyrim?
Oh, many thousands of times the size of Skyrim. Yeah.
It's
not you can't really understand it comparing to another game. Like it's,
you can understand it by saying, okay, the land claims, a 4x4 kilometer land claim.
That's actually the maximum size of an original CryEngine level, I think.
Yes, it is. And it's basically the size of Skyrim.
Close. I think it's about maybe it's Skyrim was
8 by 8. But
or
let's take an 8 by 8. An 8 by 8 kilometers on a moon. It's nothing. You can 8 by 8 kilometers on a moon. You've got hundreds and hundreds of these plots, right?
Like thousands
of these plots. But one of these 8 by 8 kilometer spaces is literally the size of all Skyrim. So it's like having 50 NPCs max only in all of Skyrim. You're not going to see 50 people in all of Skyrim, much less a thousandth of a moon, much less a 10th of a thousandth of the planet that's already there, much less. Like it's.
Anyway,
but is the whole planet interesting?
That's the problem.
That's the next.
Sorry,
it's where just player created build structures and stuff is.
But that's the problem trying to explain to someone the size. It's really hard to comprehend the size, and you'll see it later when we stream. No, it's not the point, but it is important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as it's populated with interesting stuff.
So
anyway,
Just Curious asks, what do you think about the physics of ships on planets? Are they good at the moment or should they change, and how? Fun versus realism? Current gravity on ships on planets. What are your thoughts? Flying upside down? Should rolling move objects inside the ship, etc.?
The shaking is too much. The shaking is like crazy. When you're on a planet, like it's really nuts. That's too much. When I land my ship, like I still have a hard time like just planting it down because
that's always been a problem for me.
But now there's gravity and it's still kind of like not staying down. It should be weighty. Like you should be able to notice the gravity. More gravity, less air. How about that?
I agree. I think the gravity's not noticeable enough right now. They are still working on
They are
that.
still moons.
They're tweaking it, yeah.
And that is another thing too, is they are moons and they do have low gravity.
Yeah.
But it would feel a little better if you had some kind of hole that, because right now you kind of land, you do bounce. Like it's really hard to stay stuck to the ground.
You always did that. You did that in 2.6.
It's better now because the landing gear is squishy.
Has a suspension.
Has suspension. But
That's
it's
nice,
not
I guess.
as
Very
it's
cool.
not as good as it needs to be. It's just time. No, it's coming along. They're not done. They're going to continue to work. That's another thing people need to understand. None of the things in Star Citizen are done. None of them. Not a one.
Oh man. Windstill asks if you could successfully coerce anyone into joining the relay station for one episode, be they dead, alive, Canadian, or otherwise, who would it be and why?
Chris Roberts.
See, I think that's a cop-out answer.
I don't know. Chris Roberts would be the absolute best person to have on.
No.
To join Relay for a day.
I mean, that'd be
It's
pretty cool.
It's mostly
You
the
could
same
mine
thing.
his brain for a day.
Nah, I don't want him to be spoiled like that, though.
I'd like-
Chris Roberts, maybe Ben Lesnick would be good for you guys.
We've had Ben on.
Again, not.
We've had
I
Dildo
feel
on,
like
but
they're
it's a different thing.
they're talking about like have him go to a pub with you and just like fucking like be able to grill him like off camera.
that would be great for Relay. But I mean, if I could get anyone,
That's the question.
If I could get
That's the question.
anyone on the station, no, but that's good for Relay. If I could get absolutely anyone in history on the Relay station, I'd choose like
Winston
Plato.
Churchill.
Winston Churchill, like someone that would just have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, but would be fucking amazing on the show. Hey guys, it's nice to see you here. Welcome to the Relay Station. Joining us today, Socrates.
He doesn't speak English.
No English at all, but it's motherfucking Socrates. So,
So this did list.
again.
This question did list otherwise. So I'm gonna say Darth Vader.
Also, good answer. I mean, if we're going
Speaking
to
of Mark
anyone-
Hamill's fucking daddy.
Wow.
All right, we're almost there.
Okay.
We're
So,
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. We've got 4
we're at
left.
4 questions.
Fine.
But okay, so Zeus Anoxia asks, how would you respond to the few voices saying that they expect CIG to sell every game asset that they have? Ships and vehicles, personal armor, FPS weapons, land claims, player hangars and apartments, skins, ship weapons, armor, etc. Hangar flare, as well as subscriptions for real money up to and after the game has released. I'd say no.
UEC.
I hope
UEC.
not.
They said UEC is going to be once it launches. You can only buy UEC, right?
Yep.
Yep. They've
answered this question already.
They've answered the question. But no, it is
Answers
still
change.
no, it is still
Answers
a good
change.
question, especially
Yes,
with
it
all
is.
of the with all the stuff going around about other games and how other games are making money and how other games are. I mean, other games are profiting ridiculously on loot crates. Loot crates are a fucking huge money sink.
Loot crates are a cancer on games.
They
right
are
now.
literally a
Absolutely.
cancer on
But they
games.
make an incredible amount of money.
They make
Yeah.
money, and so lots of
Unbelievable.
people. I mean, even fucking Take-Two, Rockstar.
Oh,
They recently said that every single one of their games will have a monetized multiplayer component. Period. Because they've made more off the
But-
transactions than they have off the game itself. But
GTA actually has the same system as Star Citizen, though. You
Shark-
only buy in-game currency.
Yes.
There's only one currency, and you
Yeah.
can either earn it or buy it. And
Shark
in my
cards?
opinion, I'm not a huge fan of everything Take-Two does, but that's a pretty acceptable balance the way they have it right now. You can actually just grind it out in-game, and it's not that bad. to
It's-
do
it's
so.
the question
or you
of
can
how
spend
long does
buy
it
a
take-
shark card.
and the
It's the
question is,
balance.
how long does it take to grind out?
Yeah.
Because people were saying
It's not that
at,
much.
at
It's
Battlefront,
really not that much.
At Battlefront's 2's launch, people were saying it would take 20 to 30 hours to grind out Yoda. That's too fucking much.
Well, it's easy. You just get a
Were they
macro
right
to go
about
on your
that
computer and you
calculation,
just
though?
get your character to run around in circles.
is that
And that's
fun?
what
That's what
long
people
that
are
is.
doing.
And that's what multiplayer ends up being. Is
Yeah.
just like half the game. Every
Yeah.
game is just
Yeah.
people running in circles.
And that's
Shiver?
poor judgment.
Shiver?
That's-
Too long that is for Yoda.
No, but It's a good question
True.
because at the end of the day, CIG really does have to.
They have to make money.
They have to make money, and they have to support, honestly, a staggering amount of servers. Once the game is live and we get the 1 million people playing in a service space that's beyond almost every single other game out yet. Combined, it's fucking huge, and it's gonna take a lot, and they do have to make money.
Yes,
but they can't make money selling anything in game because that goes against all the tenets of CIG, and it goes against all the tenets of basically everyone that has supported CIG.
Dave, you're absolutely correct.
I'm always right.
All right, let's not say things we can't take back.
All right,
but like the ethos of CIG and Chris Roberts would be totally destroyed if they started doing that stuff. If they started doing the microtransaction loot box, EA nonsense. That's everything that is the total antithesis of what they've tried to do so far.
Yeah. And they've said it, they have, sorry, go ahead, Shiver.
I can see them keeping a certain amount of ships in that you can buy in a technical sense of when you buy the game, that comes with a ship, and you may be able to buy a 30 quid version of the game with an Aurora, a 50 quid with a 300, and then a 60 quid version that comes with a Hornet. I can see that sort of thing happening, and I think Sandy even said that is something they would consider, because you can't start the game without a ship, really.
Yes.
No, not really.
They have said numerous times that I think they actually said once upon a time, don't hold this as still true because it might have changed by now, but they did at one point say that once Star Citizen hits beta, ships will not be resold.
It was partway through beta.
Yeah.
Partway through beta, yeah.
I think 3 months before the end of beta or something like that.
Like once the game is stable in beta and they're ready to start planning live, they will not be selling ships. You will not be able to go and buy an Orion. You will not be able to go buy a Reclaimer. And I mean, this is CIG. They still need to make money. So we know that there will be a end of beta sale. You have the next 20 days to buy any of the ships that you want before it launches. And once it launches, no ships will be available for sale, period. I mean, they would make a freaking mint. And they should, because at the end of the day, this is going to be an MMO. Star Citizen is going to be an MMO. And this is actually something that has genuinely worried me about Star Citizen pretty much for the life of the project, is that there are now two ways that MMOs survive. Either they go World of Warcraft's mode, and they are either World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV, and those are the only two games that it has succeeded with, basically, period, in that they have a monthly subscription. Star Citizen has said that it won't.
Eve.
Okay, Eve 2. But
yeah.
Guild Wars 2?
Eve. No. Guild Wars 2 was free to play.
Yeah. Guild Wars 2 was, okay.
But Guild Wars 2 also sucked.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
I played like 60 hours of that game.
I played it too. It was bad, but it was free to play, but it was bad.
You know what?
But
As someone who's never played an MMO before, I have to say, just like on a tangent here, I had fun playing Guild Wars 2.
You suck. But you look at the other way that games have done it.
You heard it here live, folks.
It's either monthly subscription or pay to buy extra content, pay to buy extra races, pay to buy extra abilities, pay to buy mounts, pay to buy this. And even World of Warcraft has this pay to buy stuff now.
Stuff too,
like everything has that. And CIG, Chris Roberts, I worry that years ago he said that they will not do that, because I really do honestly worry that they will be able to get the money that they need to run the servers just from UEC sales.
One thing that this all has been officially said. They've also said in the past that if it's not working, they won't let it die. So what they would do, what they said at the time is that at that point we'll come to the community and have a discussion. Like, what do we do? Basically. Yeah. Because if it's not working, that then you need to come up with a solution. And if we all put in for the development of the game, then I think there is some legitimacy to that approach. Now, the thing is, though, you have to remember, if they go ahead and say, like, if it is a success, you're talking about probably selling 5 to 10 million copies. You're looking at an upfront income of $300 to $600 million. You're probably good for a while.
Yes, but
That's pretty good,
there's a big
but,
problem with that because CIG gave the community an option once to choose between
God.
these two. Between these two
five-year-old
freelancers,
grudge.
5-year-old grudge.
Yeah.
CIG gave the community the choice between this piece of shit and this absolute statement, this work of art. And the
Not that
community chose the anus.
Yeah, it did. Wait, go back to the other one.
You remember that?
This,
Yeah.
This was the other fucking
that was
option.
the better one.
That is the better fucking option.
We're talking about the old freelancer
That's what they
designs
chose.
from like
This is
4
what
years
they
ago.
showed. I've posted the links in
Go back.
Twitch.
Go back to the one they chose.
They chose this.
That's still more or less what it looks like.
That's
Yes,
very
Yeah,
close
that's
to
what it looks like. It's very close to what it looks like. This is what they could have had.
They should have used that design for another
They
shit.
need to use that
Nothing
design
else.
for. But this is
Well-
the problem when you give Star Citizen community a choice.
Yeah,
they
Dave.
choose the anus.
They also
Yeah.
choose the vulture.
Dave,
That's
this
true.
is this is why democracy doesn't work.
It's true.
Well, that's the thing.
we need
okay, one thing I want to be
Supreme
clear
dictator
here, though.
Chris Roberts.
I really, really don't think they would ride their entire business decision on a poll on a
They
website.
would not. They would not.
They would come up with a series of
Did
options.
they? Did they? Do you know one way or another if they did or did not though?
Did not what?
What?
Ride their whole business decision on the freelancer
No,
based
the
on
No,
freelancer's
no,
just a ship. It's not the whole business.
No, what I mean
it's
is
more.
what I was talking about, where you come to the community and go, okay, we need options for funding because we lost $20 million last year or whatever. What I'm thinking is that they would come up with a series of options that they think will work, and then they will talk to people about what they would like to see and see if that matches up with their ideas. I really, really don't think at the end of this journey we're going to end up with CIG failing because they just were like, oh, well, we promised this, so we'll just let it die because it's not working. I think it'll work in the end. First of all, if the game's a success, the upfront income will be high. Income from Squadron is always something people don't think about. If Squadron 42 is an incredibly successful single-player campaign and game and everyone's buying it for $45 to $60 US and you sell 5 million, 10 million copies, it's an enormous amount of money.
yeah.
And so you're probably set for a long time. And they'll probably buy the second one and they'll probably buy the third one. And you're kind of set up for
Yeah.
many.
If it's good, it'll be good.
And not only that, they've already found out that they can operate a 450-person development studio for about $30 million a year.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So Cyberwolf74 asks, there's a rumor of a new land vehicle being readied for the Christmas live stream.
Where did this rumor come from?
What would you like the
Yeah,
vehicle
where?
to be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've heard the rumor about a new unknown ship, but not a new land vehicle.
All right. Follow-up question: is the person asking this question a CIG plant?
They're not. Follow-up question, if there is a rumored live new vehicle, why haven't they told us yet? Because they've said that they would always give us a week's notice.
They've only missed that once.
All right.
know, but-
all right.
Okay, anyway, what was the rest of the question?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what goes for?
Oh, no, sorry, what would you like it to be?
Tank.
What would I like
what
it
if
to be?
what if this is your week's notice, and that guy's just a plant?
You're weak.
It's not a week. It's only 5 days. It would've
Yeah,
been-
5 days a week. What do you want? What do you want? What do you?
I want a week.
5 days is a work week.
So I personally think it should be
A tank.
one of those gigantic mining vehicles like you see in the strip mines and in real life.
One of the giant friggin' like 4-story tall dumpster trucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hover tank BF 2142 style. One of the
Oh my god! Fucking marry me, I love you.
like the Pan Asian Coalition one where you can just like strafe like
I fucking
cross
love
terrain and just like pound rounds downrange. Oh man, I want that,
That was
so
the
bad.
last true Battlefield game. That was.
It was.
I
It
missed
was
that game.
absolutely.
Agreed.
It was.
Agreed.
BF3. You know what? Okay, I'll challenge you a little bit. I thought BF3 was a lot of fun, but 2142 is always where my heart will lie.
Why haven't they announced a sequel to 2142?
That's a great question, EA.
Because they'd fuck it up now. And it'd just
They
be
totally would.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it'd be full of
I'm basically
microtransactions and bullshit.
EA's done.
If
That's it.
I see the AI logo on something,
Also,
now,
wasn't
I'm
wasn't
basically out.
there like a 2142 like patch like at the very end of 4 or something?
Yeah, I had the hover tanks and stuff.
Yeah, the
What?
hover tanks.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
No.
I never.
started
Playing, you stopped playing.
Yeah,
because
I
stopped
never.
playing because it was bad.
they
Yeah.
stopped snipers from being like the absolute best class in every
They
way.
stopped snipers from being useful
Oh, Shiver,
in
you're
any
about to-
fucking way.
Oh, this is gonna be a treat for
Okay,
you.
no. We need to
Beef.
finish
This
up.
beef goes back years.
I'm a
Let's
medic.
finish-
I can run
let's
around the
finish up.
entire
Oh my
battlefield,
God,
kill
no,
everyone, and
no,
revive
no.
absolutely
Oh my
everyone.
God, I'm so
all day,
sorry.
every
Points.
day. Oh, yeah.
4,000
All right,
points
all
a
right,
game.
yeah.
Dave, I'm
Those are
so
good
sorry,
days.
David. I'm so sorry. All right,
Okay.
so
Fucking
I'm gonna try and move
jackass.
this
If
along
anyone could
myself.
send me the number
David-
for the suicide hotline, that would be great.
How's it going over there, Shiver?
Great.
Oh,
It's going to be
man.
Lemon Sunday tomorrow.
All right, we have
All right,
like two
so-
questions left.
Questions.
I thought the questions were supposed to end at 4, but
They were, but we're finishing them.
We're in overtime.
All right,
We
all
have-
right.
We have two left.
Red Dawn asks, what would you like to see Relay do more or grow towards in addition to what Relay already provides?
Gambling. I want us to have a set of casinos.
that's such a British answer.
across-
Pornography.
Oh wow, that just happened.
I'm not forgetting that this time.
Aren't we
Yes,
doing, hang
he's
on, aren't
gone.
we doing a relay
Um,
nude calendar this year?
Well, I mean, it's on the schedule, isn't it? Next week.
Yeah, we're doing the photo shoots.
Yeah.
Haramis
No,
asked,
hang on. What are?
Sunjammer's our
No, that's a real
photographer.
question though.
I don't know
Does
though.
Relay have any plans to
No.
expand or improve?
Not until
No.
there's a game to improve into.
We have
improve
no
into?
ambition whatsoever.
We're gonna stream. We're gonna play Star Citizen. We're gonna continue covering the news. Other than that,
We hope to improve our website. Yes.
website.
On the
Yeah,
website, too.
we want to
And
get some more stability. Some more.
We also
features.
want to start actually like putting up articles again because
Yes.
that's on me.
Yeah.
We are not going to at any point
They're missed.
start streaming other games. We've given up on that.
Yeah.
We're
We
Star
gotta
Citizen.
focus. We gotta like have a laser focus on.
Well,
Yeah.
now that there's
We
something
would-
to play.
We would really
Yeah.
like. We would
Please, let's
honestly. If I'm being honest, we'd like more of you. If you guys have ideas that you think would be beneficial to Relay, beneficial to the Star Citizen community as a whole, bring them to us. Join us. We're always
Join
looking for
us.
more people. We're always looking for more transcribers. We're
us.
always looking for more ideas,
For the greater
more
good.
articles, more things to put on our site. The key is we're not really about individual people. We're about Relay as a whole. So
Oh, it's
Don't-
a hole.
yeah, there's definitely a hole. It's mostly me. Yeah.
All right, last question.
So
Last one.
last question. Haramis asks, what do you expect for old times tech to be in Squadron 42? That's like old and coming new.
Are we talking like rotary dial?
well,
Oh,
like
man.
old Hornets being improved? What
Ooh.
else? Like, because the new Hornets are an improvement on the old Hornets. What else do you expect?
So do we actually
Female
expect?
avatars.
Do we actually expect there to be like older tech in Squadron 42 that's not in Star Citizen?
I hope so.
Okay, then I have no idea what we might see. I mean, ships would be the obvious one. Maybe guns. I don't really see. I don't know much of what you'd see other than that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some of
so
the old armors, maybe?
old
Old space
armors, old
stuff
ships,
like-
Oh, yeah, personal
older
armor, yeah.
guns. Yeah.
Old man.
Old man.
Old man.
Old man's in
Old
there.
man.
Okay, so we're gonna do the giveaway now.
Oh,
we have
yay.
reached the point of the ship. The
ship?
ship. The ship. We've reached the point of the ship. We've reached the point of the stream where we're gonna give away a $100 gift card. So Shiver, I need a number from 1 to 36.
13.
13.
Good number.
Sixer?
8.
8. Nakara.
15.
31.
So we're having sweet and sour chicken, some rice.
Come to Canada.
What are you doing? Round up or down?
I
Okay.
think he's ordering Chinese.
17.
but-
So I have taken their 4 numbers. I have averaged them and rounded up, which means 17. So the 17th entry here is frickin' Rudy.
Oh, come on.
Who the fuck is
Can we do this again?
Anyone but Rudy.
who,
Come
who
on.
the
Actually
fuck
do
is
this
Rudy?
again.
Who the fuck is Rudy?
It's
Poor
Rudy.
old Rudy. Why?
Rudy Shackles. Rudy 2D point and shooty.
Congratulations, Rudy.
Congratulations, Rudy. You.
Who the fuck is Rudy? This is like this is an inside joke that only you guys
Rudy.
get. Is he some asshole
What
from
did
the
you
Reddit
do?
from the subreddit?
No,
No.
he's
No,
Rudy.
he's some asshole from our Discord server.
Well, Rudy, you fucking heard it here first,
Congratulations,
man.
Rudy.
Like look, it's them. It's them who don't like you.
Of course
It's not.
Rudy.
Rudy, you just won $100 gift card. So I will send you that shortly.
Unfortunately.
You bastard.
I don't know.
Thank you
That's
everyone
awesome.
for hanging out and watching us for the past like 2.5 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, close to 3.
Too close to
Is
3
it
hours.
3 hours?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Oh my god,
We are
my
gonna get.
life is
We are
gone.
going to
I
find.
can't get that back.
We are now going to find a way to get ourselves some shawarma because that is necessary,
Essential.
essential,
Have you tried
completely
asking the
essential.
Avengers?
I don't know any.
I mean, we could, but they seem a little busy.
Ugh.
What?
Damn it, Ghost!
What?
Ghost just put in like 10,000 of the bit things.
That's a lot of muns.
Ugh.
Ghost,
Ghost,
on.
come on, man.
We can't handle this.
I don't
What
know.
the fuck is
buddy.
that?
You can.
That's a lot. It's a
that's-
lot of bits. They call it bits, right?
Bits.
I have no idea.
It's
What
how
what
many-
are bits?
Each one is
It's-
worth a cent,
I think so.
I think. So that's $100.
Ghost.
Thank you, Ghost.
So basically, Ghost
Oh.
just gave
What
Rudy.
the fuck, dude?
You gave. All right. You know what?
Ghost.
So what are you
Thank
going to
you.
do on stream now for him, Eris?
I don't fucking know.
1 hour long.
Hey,
wiggle.
Ghost, what do you want David
All right,
to do?
out of the way, everyone. Out of the way. Out of the way. All right.
Wow, this is disgusting.
Oh my god! Oh god! It's happening. Will this all look away? Someone clip that.